ask him or not?
I can. I don't think he'd mind.
Move those bags over there, please.
I don't think he'd mind because I'm involved in every aspect of his life anyway, but I'm not like I used to be. Like, and that's...
Unless he's hiding something.
Well, no, but that's the thing. I used to be everything to him. And it's funny because we just had this conversation and it started yesterday, so it's not like this conversation is leading from another conversation. This conversation started yesterday because I was just like, you know,
Michael, please stop throwing the money.
He's like, oh, and it's funny, you know who is saying to share the live to?
Bree?
No, the lady. Well, it's saying a bunch of people, but it still flashed her face. Anyway, let me invite the girlies in. All the girlies, invite them in.
Yeah, I thought we were just going to make a video.
What kind of video?
Like a 2-minute video.
Oh, I thought you said,
no,
oh, this is the stuff.
No, because first you said that we say too much, so I'm thinking we can just
talk.
And
No.
It's fine to be loud, I don't mind.
It is what it is because I am downloading and letting everyone know that some weird stuff, and look at you all under Michael, some weird stuff is happening and I want to document it. And, you know, it's whether I talk about, because I don't have to talk about specifically what's happening, but I have uncovered something, but I've already talked to you guys about it, so it's not really a big deal. It's not really a big deal because I've already uncovered it. But just a lot of dots are being connected right now, and so I really wanted to get on here. I'll wait for some. Well, I'm gonna deliver the message now. See, that's the difference. I don't know if that's the difference, but I can say when 100 people get here, then I'm gonna deliver this message. This message needs to be delivered now, or I'm gonna forget the damn message. So, oh, Francisco. You don't seem like you would be the type to stumble across one of my lives. I wonder why God brought you here. Anyway, I am typecasting. You could be a woo-woo, Francisco. That's not your name. Francios, H2A. Anyway, what message was I going to deliver? Stop worrying. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. To choose to give energy to anything outside of you is a full mistake. You are manifesting Willie Lynch. Is that what we say? Your Willie Lynch is showing.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, because that is all a part of the trap to keep you caught in a cycle. Because what what Adoy and myself has just uncovered, like, and it's been uncovering. I want you to, because I'm so confused at why you're correcting. Oh, I did?
Yeah, you put a because.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Shoot, if you gotta correct me to get it right, then correct me all day. I receive it. But
so do I put your name on this?
Yeah.
Can you write down your name? Or, I mean, I know how to spell it, but I know which one to use. Your name and your email. Your first name and your email as a parent.
M-Y.
So I can imagine, if, you know, your name.
M-Y.
It's on the card.
M-Y.
Email though.
Yeah, I need that. Because it's saying household application, email address.
Is that your name?
Yeah.
LoneeAppleton.
Yeah, that's exactly what that says.
Bye.
All right. So how y'all doing? I am sorry. I gotta live my life while I drop these gems. What's up, friend? What we talking about is y'all need to stop worrying. Stop your worrying because it's unnecessary. Because this life is already worked out. I think even when you're outside of flow, you're still inside of flow. Now, I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for my life as far as I have. I want you to leave. Take your dog friends with you. You guys can all have fun outside of my room. Please leave.
And we're serious, one time only.
Thank you. Both of y'all leave. All right. So anyway, go.
They will. The door's not open yet.
All right. Stop worrying.
Kaya, let's go.
Because.
Is Kaya in there?
Yes, Kaya, out. Alfalfa, out. You only have so much bandwidth, right? You.
No.
Out. Alfalfa can stay. You can go. You and Kaya can go have a good time out there and do your thing.
Okay. Bye-bye. There's Mike hanging out.
All right, hotcake. So here we go. If this circle represents the totality of who you are, that means you have 100% energy, and I'm going to use my language. You have 100% energy output probability, which means of the totality of who you are, you have 100% chance to use your energy. And you get to choose in any given moment, not they, moment, right now. You get to decide how you're going to manifest this energy and how you're going to divide it up. So if your kids are in front of you playing and you're on your cell phone, you get to decide if you're on your cell phone and your kids are playing, of that 100%, what percentage are you going to give to your kids? What percentage are you going to give to your cell phone?
Which one is...
The bottom one. The top one is the high school. Go and get some business.
Right.
So with this 100%, what I just discovered through two very distinct synchronicities. Like, these synchronicities are so like spot on top of the video that I recorded earlier that talked about if you are not making direct actions. My Kaden and Angel.
Yeah, just bring them in here to talk. Goodness gracious, they get inactive.
What's going on? What's going on?
He's grabbing these and he's trying to shove it into her mouth.
No.
You shouldn't even be messing with either of them. And I would sooner believe that you're not treating the dogs right than her making stuff up. So please go to your room. And I'll tell, if you make a bunch of noise, you'll be in there longer. But if you just go to your room, I will come and get you and tell you when to come out. Or somebody will come and get you.
What's that?
You choose. No, you need to make better choices. And you know what's interesting? I don't know where these came from. You know what's interesting is...
He's still yelling, Mom.
I'm here. Kaden, stop yelling. You understand me? I said stop yelling. And I'm trying not to be that person, so just go to your room, please. And if you hear him calling you, acknowledge that he's calling you, because I heard him, so I know that you heard him. Why allow a problem to persist when you can address it?
Oh my gosh.
I don't care what is happening. He's doing something that you know is disruptive and you know he's not supposed to be doing. So acknowledge he's calling you. Jesus.
Okay.
No, but Spirit told me I used to get so upset when I'd have to go and parent. Hey, y'all, I had to go parent. I would get so upset when I had to go parent in my lives and stuff. But in that, how I parent has changed. And so people can also see my parenting techniques evolve from yada yada to whatever. But I'm about to go old school parent on your brother, and I'm trying not to. All right, so here's the deal, y'all. We talking about the totality of the energetic output you have in a given day. Boom, boom, boom. Given second, given moment. How much of your energy, because if you have access to 100% of your energy output at any given time, how are you going to distribute it? And the example that we gave was you're sitting in the room with your kids. You're on your phone and you're watching TV and your kids are playing. You can decide in that moment, and it's case by case. Sometimes you're allowed to be selfish and do you, but sometimes you need to plug into your children, whatever that looks like. And so you get to decide of that 100% of energetic output and focus that you have.
It was Angel's golden birthday this year.
What's a golden birthday?
When it's your birth year. She was born in 2012 and she turned 12.
Oh, we'll make a deal. I think she had her best birthday though.
Well, I feel like, that's really why I wanted to go to Florida, because I was like, well.
But think about it. Of all the celebrations she's had, even though this was not the big financial output.
But she's not happy with it.
It doesn't matter. When she gets older and she matures into understanding.
I feel like this can turn into a beach bum situation, how we talked about earlier this morning.
She has potential.
Well, I'm saying in sense that the people showed them love how they wanted to show love instead of how she wanted to be shown love. So maybe the way that we presented to her isn't going to be appreciated.
She doesn't want our love our way. She wants love expressed her way.
Possibly. Not saying that what we did wasn't enough.
Well, Beach Bum doesn't have the awareness. Angel has the awareness. And at any given time, she can choose to see what's going on around her or choose not to see what's going on around her. And so I believe, as well as Beach Bum, because Beach Bum didn't get the information until right now. Mm-hmm. And Beach Bum is getting the information. Yes, she's still young, but she's getting the information at a stage in her life where she already thinks she knows everything. Somebody posted in a mom group that I'm in, she was just like, when should your son start paying for his haircut? Because my son is like, why do I got to pay for my haircut? And he got a whole job.
At 14 or 16?
I said...
Like, when is this kid getting money?
I don't remember the comment. That wasn't the comment. It was, when do you start... Because my response said, it's never... You start teaching... I don't remember the exact question.
Do you have it on your phone or no?
No, it's on the app. And I would have to click out of this app to go read it. Oh, I actually could read it on my computer if you click on the blue app.
On the...
Zuckerberg.
Okay. I'm like, Zoom? Look at it.
Yeah. You're silly.
Like,
but,
right?
yeah, she questioned when was the proper time to teach it. And I was like, yo, as soon as your child gets a hold of their first dollar, you need to start teaching your child fiscal responsibility.
Do you have your username and password, or do I need to make it like a separate tab?
Did it kick me out?
No, I'm just on a different thingy majig. Like,
I'm not sure. Just open a new tab on the top and type F, and it should all populate. I'm hungry.
Yeah, what should we eat, Mom?
So I'm not gonna give bandwidth to that right now.
Oh, because that's not on topic.
I have 100% of energetic output that I could choose to use at this time, and I'm not going to give any of it to trying to figure out what there is to eat.
Not what there is to eat, what you want to eat.
What do I want to eat? Tacos. Always tacos.
You were like...
Don't ask me redundant ass questions.
Don't answer.
100% energetic output says tacos.
But don't answer in strife and... I don't want to figure out what there is to eat.
I don't, because whenever you ask me what's to eat, you like want me to come with a damn meal plan, and I'm just like, I don't care. I've never
it's
eaten.
Not a meal plan.
I've never eaten for anything but survival. So you're asking me to kick into a space that I've never been.
It's not survival. You literally...
I have eaten my entire life.
They lied to you about what survival is.
Boom.
You've been killing yourself the entire
I
time.
have. Oh.
Sorry.
The fuckery of all the words.
That's what I'm saying. Because, like, you shouldn't have... You should have been in the space to get fresh vegetables whenever you wanted to. Or...
Because that's survival.
Yeah.
Not eating a candy bar just so your stomach stops grumbling. That's death.
Well, that's like future common day. Well, that's what death is. For how they trick all of us to that fast food is better, like I mentioned earlier with the Taco Bell thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where like people think fast food is better because, oh, I'm so tired. You know, at least I was able to feed my family with Papa John's. Like,
Thank you, Papa John.
whole time Papa John's has all these additives to their food, and it's just like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, I said as soon as your child gets their first dollar, you need to discuss fiscal responsibility with them.
Yeah, this ain't working.
You don't. I don't understand the issues. What the? I don't even know. What the hell are you on? Like,
Google.
that's weird. I've never seen my screen look like this.
Well,
lately.
I minimized it, and it when I tried to open it, it said, "Do you want to make an account?"
Yes, dear.
Everything operational on my
Am I able to leave my room now?
I think I've been there for 10 minutes.
Okay, then go sit somewhere and be quiet. If I hear any yelling, then you just gonna be in your room, period.
Tacos do sound good,
Because nobody has time for all that noise.
but it's like, dang.
Oh, my stomach hurts. Alright,
Wait, vomit. They're 100.
so the post says, that is 100. Good job. Go number recognition.
This is how he gets back into the room and starts acting up again.
Because he shows he's smart, and then it's just like, they think I'm smart.
That's not that motto.
Right?
I'll show you some brilliance really quick.
Right?
Hey,
You're actually supposed to say, because, Mom. It's because.
That's literally why I pointed to you.
No, we're not
To
playing.
say that exact reference.
All right, so it says, at what age is it appropriate to make the child pay for their own expenses? Mine seems to think it's cool. I pay for his haircut when he has a job of his own. And so,
Duh.
yeah.
What is her point of view then?
She didn't offer her point of view. What would be your point of view? That she should still pay for the haircut?
No, I'm saying, yeah, it makes sense. She's not entitled to pay for his haircut, but she can if she wants to. But since he has means of his own money, take care of yourself.
So now you're speaking from the perspective of she never taught him. So initially the conversation started because you can't wait until your child thinks they're an adult to start preparing them to be an adult.
Right.
Because they locked into
Child mode and now they're
so
adult.
like I sent you last night, we jumped from no, I really just want you to
See,
be
this is what I'm
quiet.
saying. This is where it starts.
Please stop engaging me. And if you cannot do that, please leave the room. No, I just want you to stop engaging me.
And he
Stop.
does what he does. He keeps going. He keeps engaging.
I just got one thing to say. Stop. Jesus, I can't wait for this space.
Let me just tap dance for a moment.
So it all started because Beach Bum thinks they're grown. So you can't wait until your child thinks they're grown in order to... Oh, you're working. I read my thing.
Is it need a charger?
I don't know. Did it tell you? But here.
It's not hard. Yes. It's on low power mode and that's 16%.
Oh yeah, and it will turn off on you.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Anyway, you don't wait till your kid thinks they're grown to transfer knowledge to them. Transfer knowledge to your child ASAP. It is imperative that you start the transfer of knowledge to your child before
Like 15 is good.
12 years old. No.
Even
No.
12?
Think about the
Yeah, you're talking about
growth breakdown. Yeah. Think about the growth breakdown. And this is why God has blessed me to have kids from 5 years old. Yeah, to 18 years old.
I actually
18
love
years
that.
old.
That's kind of cool because that's a different perspective.
Is it frozen?
Yes.
Oh, then you know how to work a PC. Control Alt Delete, task manager looking ass. I don't know. Don't give it to me because it's my computer. You know how to
I
work a
literally just
computer.
looked at it. That's all.
Okay.
I didn't do anything.
All right. Yes, but God has blessed me to have children.
It's not make. Actually, never mind. I mean,
You're engaging me?
No.
Or no?
No, but I mean, at first I was gonna say that I was upset about this, but it's just like, what did I just say?
It's gonna happen anyway. This is the Willie Lynch. They said, which the parallel I'm making? Because it might be the making of a slave. How to make a slave. I don't know what it's called. But I don't remember. But don't get mad about nothing. Oh, it's not Willie Lynch, but Willie Lynch is a part of it because God told me about Hollywood and how Hollywood literally was crafted to create a space of deception, to literally create a reality for us to craft ourselves after. So Hollywood is not crafted off of reality. Hollywood is crafting reality, or this realness. I don't know what it's called. But
7th grade
7th grade?
or 6th?
7th. But anyway, yeah, Hollywood was crafted for deception so that we don't even try to reach our highest potential. Like, even when they show us movies about like the hero or somebody overcoming something, it's like everybody in the fucking movie is regular except for this one person who dares to dream. And so that automatically tricks us into a space of thinking, because of the odds are more towards
2017?
birth.
No, 2018.
17.
Nope.
18?
You'll be 8. Because
This year?
4 plus 4.
I need to teach y'all when you were born so I could just ask
it is
you.
17. It is 17.
Yeah, he turned 7 this year.
Yep, okay, good. Yeah.
Who?
You. But
What?
I need to
What
teach,
makes
no, but I need to teach them all when they were born so that I could just ask them instead of I have to remember, because it's clearly something I'm not going to remember.
Right. Well, no, exactly.
Their full birthday, not just
Hey,
May
can you make my
15th,
phone?
you know, but the year as well. It's important. See? And this is the same thing with the mom. It's just like
Then my money is on paying.
her child
not
is
have
giving her
$11.
kickback, which would
Boys,
be
if you can't.
her child is giving her kickback, just like pool boy, that's from, anyway, beach bum is giving kickback because you never prepared your child to transition from you. This is also what me and Dre have been talking about. He was like, well, you don't do anything for me. I was like, yeah, you remember when I used to tell you I do everything for you? And you're like, you don't do everything for me. But now I don't do nothing for you. So what was I doing? Because when I stopped, you noticed. But while I was doing it, you couldn't even acknowledge that I was doing it. And that's why you took me for granted. And so you cannot abruptly stop something with your child or a person without thinking you're going to get kicked back. You understand?
Yeah, that's what these that's why people have all these relationship issues, because they're getting into a relationship with people who have kickback.
Yeah, and they're not used to anyone telling them that they can't have their way. And depending on, this is why you got to check your kids. You cannot allow your children to have violent tendencies, because these are the children that grow up to take other people's children off the face of this earth.
Are you going to 2nd grade?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you understand that allowing your kid to continue to have tantrums is you are allowing your kid to continue to have tantrums, and they will grow into adults who have tantrums. And an adult tantrum has access to a lot of things that can hurt other people. A child's tantrum, you could probably hold them still. You could hold them still. An adult tantrum, can take somebody off of the face of this earth. And you don't want to set your child up for that. So stop thinking it's better to allow my child to have their way and actually direct your child in the way, train up a child. All these people out here who are throwing tantrums because they don't have their way are...
It's either 27th or 28th.
28th. Of the 100% possibility of all the people who live on this earth, of all the people who live on this earth, how many grew up in a household that identify with the text that says, train up in a child in the way that they should go, and when they grow old, they will not depart? How many of the families that are in America, because I can only speak for my own culture, how many of those families will quote that in a second? Train up a child, train up a child, train up a child. But then we look at the state of our world, and I'm going to say at least 90%. And I'm not even going to say America. I'm going to say my community. I'm talking to my community now. I'm going to say, and I don't know, my math ain't the mathiest, but to me, I'm going to say 70% of my community subscribes to the belief that you train up a child in the way that they should go.
They're asking for monthly earnings from work for Dre.
Okay, you can stop, because you're just, like, unless you want to, because I got to talk you through it at this point, and I don't want to talk you through it. 70, 80, 90, 100. 30%. 70% believe that they are training a child up in the way that they should go. Meanwhile, just 70% will not take responsibility for the state of the world today. Why not? You trained that child up, that man that nobody can date, that woman that nobody can cooperate with. You trained that up. Take responsibility for your shit. And if you take responsibility for your shit, guess what? You can change the tide, because it's bigger than you. When I was talking to my dad, gonna get this message or no. When I was talking to my dad and he was talking about, I guess legacy or aspirations in life, I don't know, but he was like, I just want to be able to go and buy the things that I want to buy. That's all I want.
Consumerism. Or is that how he puts with himself?
But no, let me tell you my parallel, because we're having two different conversations and I don't want to get off of my conversation.
Of course.
And so, of course, I want to have my conversation anyway. So,
right?
Why am I talking? To have your conversation or mine? Anyway. Yes, book me for your live events. I am available. Talking to my dad, and he was like, he just wants to be able to, if he wants to,
plastic bag.
If he wants to buy something, go buy it. If he wants to go somewhere, go. That's the life that he is asking for in this lifetime. And I believe he's achieved that. So he's happy. He's content. Comfortability, it's the devil. Anyway, and I'm listening to him as his daughter. I'm like, nigga, you ain't got not one aspiration to leave me shit. Nothing. No legacy. No setting up your future generation for nothing. No, this is what I'm thinking. But I just said, excuse me, is that your best decision? No. Okay, so at any point you can pay attention, which means all 6 senses. You're paying attention to what you're doing.
Thank you.
And you may not know you're kicking your foot in the beginning, but at some point you're going to be like, yo, and this is being disruptive. And I know if I want to stay in this room, I can't be disruptive. As you kick your foot again. Check yourself or you leave. Okay?
Intermission.
Talking to my dad. Intermission, you're silly, right? Can we get this moment of silence for this small break? Just be brown nosing these. Taking them out to eat. Basic shit.
Right?
Can you imagine the simplicity of the brain of a man who thinks you're brown nosing or sucking up to a woman because you take them out to eat, open the door for them, treat them with respect? You are considered a simp.
It's funny, those same dudes are the ones doing all the work, though.
Those are the same dudes that are potentially, what is the probability? Those are the same dudes that are potentially the single ones right now.
Why?
Because they're not treating a woman well, so a woman's not sticking around. So truly, if you meet a man in his 30s, because the desire to couple,
It's like late in
for
their life.
for a man who desires to couple, he's coupling in high school. Now, there's a difference between the people who couple in high school, because you couple in high school and we're the it couple. And, you know, I couple because I only know that I can have access to her body if she believes I'm in a relationship with her, so I couple. So there's a multitude of different couples. But I'm talking to the people like a Dre who is more comfortable in a relationship. And so that's why he's allowed himself to be in what I would consider abusive relationships, because he just likes to couple.
So there are people like that. You're talking about this category of men.
There's so many men, but we're talking about the category of men who enjoy being in relationships for whatever reason. They enjoy it.
Following.
And so I took too long saying why I'm talking about that category to remember why. Out of 100%, how many of the single men presently are men? So
Brown nosing.
the present single men are men in their youth, and probably still, because they've done no work to shift their mentality. So they know how to pretend.
Foot in the door.
Yeah, but they don't know how to be consistent, because they have the mentality of niggas be brown nosing these hoes, taking them out to eat.
Well,
you know, all that other stuff, the basic
they're taught
needs.
Their final objective is getting. So, once they get it, and they know that there's methods to get it without taking people out to eat, they're like, dang, you're a cornball. I didn't even have to do all that. And she still busted down.
But how much of the black male mentality is crafted?
But that's so sad.
It's the Willie Lynch.
It's weird because, boom, they go for girls that...
Crafted around the separation of the races. I wanted to finish that thought.
They go for girls that...
Sexist.
Are lower standard. Like, they actually indulge physically with girls who have lower standards. But then they want girls with high standards.
Because I just filmed a video that said, guys, now I wasn't talking to all guys, and now this is the spirit of discernment. So if you end up getting played by taking my advice, is because you took my advice at this level, and you should have been taking my advice at this level. But just because my advice at this level sounds good, you jump in up here. But if you ain't been doing all of this work, you are jumping yourself into something, you're going to screw yourself off.
You don't know the rest of the...
You don't know how to read the room.
Then you're cheating yourself.
And you're cheating yourself. Join the conversation, young man. Yes. This is not an invitation.
Don't play with it.
This is not an invitation, but I really appreciate that. You're learning. He demonstrated learning. Proud mom moment.
Yeah, he's playing this game over here. He's not that.
Of the 100% of energetic output, he can choose what he's paying attention to.
Right.
He understands that playing that game is a mindless activity, so he doesn't have to put his mind into it. He can do it to stay distracted, because we're used to distractions. You're cutting me off, so just give me a second.
No, I did. You need to, Mama.
Yes, but you have to determine if what you have to say is more important than what you're interrupting.
Because
and if you do not tell me something beautiful, yes, exactly. If you say, excuse me, I will look at you and I will hold my finger up like this, and that'll let you know that I heard you, but I'm talking.
Period.
And as soon as I finish talking, I'll go back to you. Can we agree on that? Okay, what you got to say? You done took me off my square now.
I think you said, I heard you say, I wanted you to lay at the bed, to put them in no bedroom, but they are the he went right here down the lay up the edge.
Yeah, that wasn't worth interrupting me, okay?
He wants you.
Okay?
I mean, they want you.
It needs to be important. I like listening to the words that people choose to use. They're interesting. Did you pick up anything in the word choice of Michael?
And now?
Yeah, when he told Bailey that you wanted him. What did you say, Michael?
What did I say?
When you told Angel to come in here, what did you say?
I said, I asked him, he said, Angel, we want you, but.
No, he said Angel Bailey wants you.
No, that's not what he said. Can he finish his sentence without you cutting him off?
She wasn't cutting him off.
She did.
I said, Angel, we want you on accident, and I correct myself and say, Angel, Billy wants you.
See?
Meaning?
Well, it can mean whatever you want because the way he just explained it is not the way that I received it. And that's my work to do.
So what is it? Give me your first analysis and what's your second analysis?
So my first analysis was he said, Angel, we want you. But he was like, actually, we don't want you. Bailey does. I don't want your ass. Bailey does.
Right.
So that was
specify.
Yeah, that was, let me specify.
Right.
So that was my first analysis, but he came from a space of say what I mean and mean what I say, spirit of excellence. Let me correct myself. Just the energy that he just delivered that under,
Yeah,
I can.
He didn't have the confidence.
Yeah, he was like, I didn't want her. Like, he usually gives some indication that he's like, I'm that dude.
He's saucy.
Yeah, he's saucy with it. But he was just like, no, I corrected myself, and
I hate when people do that on me, when they flip and they get all. I'm like,
yeah,
put that attitude away, because I'm not the one.
right?
But it's like, okay, because I understand people have their moments, because that's something that I don't think you can turn off with anybody. That's like the way I treat you. Like, sometimes there's things that I would do to every person in the world. Like, those are just my behaviors as a person.
What do you need with Angel so she could go be with her dog?
Oh, her friend? I was going to ask you if you can go to QT.
Jesus.
Why Jesus?
Stand on business.
No,
But
why
as you
not?
listen.
Negotiation.
No, I want, this is a perfect opportunity. This is a perfect opportunity to grow since we haven't had a meeting in a while. Your sister asked you to go to QT. Now, the favor, shut the dog up. Open the door, please, because she's starting to get to me and I don't like it.
It's nothing.
Just leave the door open. Everybody's in here.
It's nothing.
So she can leave when she's ready.
Yeah, can you break the
Maybe go turn the TV off.
Angel, don't be listening to that, please.
Angel, you're in a shared space. I've already told you to pay attention to what you consume in a shared space.
Well, she's watching it with the boys not here.
I know, this time.
She's just in her time.
It's
Why?
just that part though.
I'm just letting you know. Remember the conversation where I told you to pay attention to what you consume in a shared space?
I'm not listening to anything inappropriate.
But that
I'm
was
just letting you
happening
know.
across the room.
Your sister felt whatever it was inappropriate. So her barometer of what inappropriate is based on her space of awareness today, she's not in your 12-year-old, I would want to listen to this if I was their age energy. That's completely different. Like, you're experiencing a freedom you've always wanted. So in that, you're going to push it as far as you can. But that doesn't mean they need to experience it. Does that make sense?
Is she literally just saying?
I'm saying what I said. Does that make sense?
It's not she, and it's like a gateway. How does Michael know about Ice Spice? Because he's seen her before. And then he might go look for her. And then,
But I don't think we could blame Angel for Ice Spice. That's
I'm saying the fact
It's
that
all over
his internet access.
I don't think.
Roblox.
I
I
don't.
thought this on Roblox as well.
But he wasn't playing Roblox back then.
But he was watching YouTube and TikTok Reels and stuff like that on YouTube.
Bruce really jumping
He's
down.
had
I'm just
exposures
saying
that have
for
not
this-
only been through her. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I'm saying for instance that he can see something once and then seek it out for himself.
Correct. And you have to pay attention to how much of that is your exposing him.
'Cause he might
Yes,
like
he
that
has
song.
his own exposures,
He might like that
but
song.
you're
and listen
also a
it.
part of the exposure.
And then he gets recommended more Sexy Red videos.
Nah.
It's just
I
It's
trust
just the
Angel.
song, right?
no. It's not
Is
even
it
a
a
sexy
appropriate
red
song?
song. It's not even. Wait, it is a sexy red song, but it's not like the full song. First of all, it's just that one part, and then it cuts after.
I understand what the video
The thing is,
compilation
and it's a
But
TikTok.
but that
It's not
doesn't
even-
mean. Look.
Gateway.
So here's the question for you, Angel, since that is your rationalization, which you're entitled to.
Right?
How many times have you heard a snippet from a TikTok and then went out and found the entire song?
Right? Or you heard a Vine. Or you heard your friend sing some lyrics. Or, you know, you heard a song in the car.
Go and get some
and you
business,
only could
dog.
remember those 3 lyrics. So you search up the lyrics.
And then you go find the whole
Artist and discography.
soft porn web. That's what your videos are. WAP was not an anomaly. That's what it is. It's just because they put the P in there and all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, this is filth. And it's not everything else they're doing.
Last year was only.
You said WAP?
Yeah, our level of this is too much is the fact that they actually said the P word in the song. Those lyrics aren't new. Little Kim been rapping about that in her version of that time. Everybody has their version of risque. The problem with this generation is everything. Like, of the 100%, possibilities, y'all's generation
I would say 80.
is 99% fuckery.
I'd say 80.
You think we could get worse?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't live in y'all's world.
I would say 80 because there's a percentage of people who are good. Who are using the platform for creativity.
All right, so Adoy says 80%.
Because creativity goes beyond just music. Like, it's also imagery.
Angel,
I say 50-50.
Ooh.
you said 50%. Like, this world is doing a good job and 50% it's not.
50-50. I mean, half
Current
is,
day.
yes, current day 50.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have your answer. Tell me your rationalization behind your answer before I rebuttal.
Because the 50% that
Turn that sound off. Actually, just leave because you have sound and you're talking. Those both were choices you knew better and could have corrected at any time. So just leave the room.
So
See you later, Michael. It was fun.
50% of the risque is a bunch of old people, and the other 50% is a bunch of people my age who don't do anything except make TikToks and complain about things.
So, Angel's perspective is the perspective that I came into because from my perspective, I said 99% of this generation is fuckery. We can't get any worse. But what's the generation before me that came when my generation came in and was like, oh my God, it's 99% fuckery. We can't get any worse. But I'm just thinking as a people, we can't get any dumber. Like, how much more dumber can we get? But to Angel's point, I do think the further,
Dumber.
of course, but I think the further we are as a generation from the current generation, the more doomed we see
What
the
is
coming
Matrix
generation.
about?
I don't know, but
The Matrix is about
You don't know what the Matrix is about?
I don't want to give bandwidth to it,
I'm sorry.
and so there has to be something that I tell you I don't want to give that energy right now because I'm actually making a connection and then you just like, what's the Matrix about? And I'm just like, well, shit, I was just figuring something out and you just took it from me. Known or unknown, intentional or unintentional, I need to have something like, yes, I know what the Matrix is about, but I don't want to talk about a fucking movie
You're
because I'm
fucking
actually
moving
figuring
right
something
now.
out. No, I was just telling you we need to have, and I was telling you why I feel that way.
Got it.
But just saying I don't know causes you to ask another question because clearly, you know, I know. So you're questioning why are you saying you don't know something that I'm 99% sure you know. So I need to have something else to say.
Just say banana.
Banana. Okay. All right. So 99%, the further you are of the generation from the current generation, you see that the generation is doomed. So my question was, now that we know that, please don't interrupt me. Banana. Now that we know that, the question is, why are the previous generations seeing doom on the generations that they raised.
I feel like we've been saying this for
Yes.
weeks now.
Yeah, this is what's being revealed, and it's coming in all these different ways.
Willie Lynch.
All of it. It's like God is going to wake y'all up however y'all can wake up. But please wake up. Yes, Angel.
Okay. So, I don't know if you know about the Sephora kids. So, basically, Sephora kids are just like a bunch of 7-year-olds and like 10-year-olds running up their parents' credit cards, buying anti-aging cream when they're 7. Like, there's literally 5-year-olds on TikTok doing my skincare routine using anti-aging cream because their parents bought it for them. But
Is that why they're doing it?
No, let me finish, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
People are complaining about these kids in Sephora because like they're making a mess. Their kids are being kids, making messes of the things and stuff like that. But it's really like, and they're complaining about how grown 12-year-olds act and stuff like that, and how we wear like crop tops and stuff. When and it's mainly Gen Z complaining about it, and it's like you guys weren't wanting to be all obsessed and older when you guys were younger, like you guys didn't have your own version of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How is that current day in your life applied to you?
What do you mean?
However you want to apply it.
How do people treat you? How do you get treated? Like, how does that apply to your everyday life? Like, is this something
How can you use that knowing? Like, now you know that Gen Z has a problem with your generation, and you know.
I'm saying more like, what situations have you been in from this
perspective?
Yeah.
One time, me and my friend went to
Thank you.
Bath and Body Works. We went to Ulta because we were getting lip liner, and then the lady she was asking how old we were, and I said oh, this was like a year ago, so we were like 11.
The attendant or random?
No, it was the cashier.
Okay.
And we said 11, and she looked at us crazy. I was like, oh, like. It's just makeup. It's really not a big deal. Because it's not like we weren't putting on makeup when we were younger, like playing with makeup. It's the same thing, except we're actually trying to do it to look older. But it's not.
To look older?
Yes.
That's the objective?
That's your objective? What's your objective of wearing makeup?
Yeah, why do you wear makeup?
To look prettier.
Why?
To prettier? What?
Why do you feel like makeup makes people prettier? Instead of being natural.
I didn't say people.
Yeah, I don't care about people. I want to know why you think makeup why do you want to look older? There's so many questions I have.
said older, I said prettier.
You said older.
You said older, but that one doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
You were saying that's in general, so she did speak from general perspective, and then she drilled it down to herself.
Yeah, piece of paper.
I know, this is too much.
Because if you really think about it, if you go on Instagram, not just Instagram, on kids' TV shows and stuff, and just TV shows and TV shows in general, everybody.
You need a piece of paper?
That's the reference point.
Everybody's wearing makeup. No one's really everybody's wearing makeup to look or feel pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just TikTok or Instagram. It's TV shows.
What do you mean TV shows?
Really, every woman,
who's a character you've seen before?
Let ask one question. You just be rapid fire.
I need to.
So I think that's what she's doing. So now we know that going forward, when your sister starts pelting you because she needs to figure your flow, you're trying to develop follow-up questions because you're like, boom, this is exactly when Angel comes in the room and she's like, no, that's not true, and you're like, yo, don't answer until you know. And I was like, unless you're developing your idea. And so you were developing your question, but you're like, who was these people? Right. And it's just like,
I don't know.
But we know that's her developing her question. So But
the thing is, like, every single thing you say is just like, okay, I need to ask a question. I need to add 3 more words to describe what I mean to my question.
Because if there's levels to understanding, you have to understand that at the level of understanding, even though she has potential to express brilliance. Yes, because we know that she has potential to express brilliance because she expresses brilliance.
Honestly, Angel, we need to get you into some sort of like holistic
Look.
working.
I know you worked really hard with him. I'm proud of you.
Ooh, see, we could be a veterinarian or something like. I feel that would be such a better job for you than.
I think that we
lawyer.
would really
You gotta
have.
work on your energy.
Yeah, she's not pursuing being a lawyer, so I don't know if that's truly what she wants to be.
That's
'Cause
what I'm saying.
I believe, especially being a lawyer.
Oh,
Like, you-
that's so cute. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, y'all remember when Alfalfa used to growl at her?
You said.
She couldn't even dip the corner. He'd be like, "Arr!" And now she can pet him. Like, she couldn't reach towards
I'm
him.
so happy.
And he would like,
You said potential to what? To express brilliance? Get down.
yeah, so she expresses
down.
brilliance. So if we think of the totality of it, 100%,
But that was a moment of expressing brilliance. Good job.
yeah, like, and you worked on that relationship. You went from you dumb dog to like, I'm gonna figure out how to. And so now in every other difficult relationship, you had, and this is an expression of brilliance. You mastered a relationship with an animal, not another human. Human to human relationship seems like it's easier to navigate than dog, because that dog is energy. Humans
Exactly.
aren't energy except for the people that actually develop their intuition. Dogs are 100% intuition. Like, I don't know if you can take a dog off their square.
And on top of that, the fact that we're able to talk to them and give them commands, but they cannot command to us unless they learn to communicate with us.
But they do. Like, when they want to go, when he wants to go out, he cries. When Kaya wants in, she cries.
Yeah, but how many how do we know all dogs do that? Because ultimately, we walk into puppy love. Everyone's barking 24/7.
All those
How do you
dogs
know they
have
wanna go
potential. Oh, so maybe they all don't, because Alfalfa wasn't barking. Alfalfa was like chilling. And that's the message for today. Did you pick that up?
No.
Don't let life bother you. Just because something happens doesn't mean you have to react to it. Because when we walked into puppy love, every single dog was barking except for Alfalfa and there are a couple other ones. They just had a calm spirit. They were like, it's whatever. So he was perfect for us. Because he definitely knows how to go with the flow.
Yeah, and just on top of
The for real flow, not the fake flow y'all be
earlier-
going with. Hey, thank you for the love. We
what
living
was
life,
the
y'all.
spark of? Because I had said something when you were in the closet.
No, so Angel, I don't know, but
we'll get back to it. Don't worry.
we're getting back to Angel.
We can or what? I thought you mentioned her.
I wrote it down so we could come
Right.
back to that whenever.
Good.
What is your thought?
I was gonna say, what did I say over? I was sitting here and you're over there, and I was like, yeah, just I don't know. It was like what piqued this.
This whole thing. All right,
Exactly.
since hey, how you doing? OBODO. We're doing great. The reason why I got on here was I wanted to tell y'all to stop stressing, stop worrying. I'm doing great. We spitting knowledge and dropping gems. I hope you got your pen and paper, because this ain't no regular live. This ain't no live that you've ever been on. This live is going to change your life if you actually pay attention to what's going on the live in the time that you're on the live. With that said, two very distinct synchronicities happened with my daughter and I. And it's beautiful that my daughter is in the space where she can see what the fuck is happening. Because for years, I've been like, Bailey, this really cool thing happened. And she'd be like, oh, okay. Bailey, this really cool thing happened. Oh, okay. But now I've come to her so many times with these things, and then she's developed herself to where she is now in a space where she sees that these things are happening. And so now I can go to her and I'm like, yo, Bailey, this happened. She's like, yo, guess what? This happened. And we're both like, yo, this is almost like finding Dre's doppelganger on TikTok. Like, the portal is wide open. Like, all these synchronicities are like scary synchronicities that are happening. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what the fuck did I uncover? Because what I am realizing, I don't think has ever been realized before. But I don't know what I'm realizing. I believe that I'm realizing how to tell the future, but I don't know how to be intentional about it.
Well, now is the time to test theories because your life is much bigger than 2 years. So in 2 year increments, you're able to run.
What do you mean bring me up? Oh, you want to talk? All right, I'm gonna give you.
Just say you'll bring them up or you don't want to bring them up.
I'm gonna bring you up, but
don't put any.
yo, I just be scared of people.
I know, but all you gotta do is
Putting the wrong kind of energy out there. What up, friend?
Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm excellent. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you want me to continue the conversation? You'll jump in.
But I'm listening.
Okay, boom. All right. This is just, I've never been here on live, so this is different. Anyway, so what Adoy and I was saying was synchronicities are happening. Are you familiar with synchronicities?
okay.
Okay. Do you know what a synchronicity is?
I'm coming. Let me use my earbud, okay?
Okay. Well,
I
we
can
would.
hear you.
Okay, so
I can hear you.
okay,
I
well,
can hear you clearly now.
I'm just gonna go and say that a synchronicity is when things line up and things, sync up.
Okay.
So, say you are wearing a red shirt and you get to school and your best friend has on a red shirt. That would be considered a synchronicity. Now, the synchronicities that we are used to, when I put my hands close together, it's really hot. But when the synchronicities that we're used to are on that level. So it's just like, oh, yeah, the song said the word that I said at the same time and all those different things. But the synchronicities that are transpiring for us right now are like, it's just crazy.
Time continuum loops.
Yeah, I don't know what a time continuum loop is, but it's some weird stuff. And it's just like, okay, I have stumbled upon something, but it doesn't even matter. The point that I want to make is this life has already been lived. So to choose to stress about anything that is happening in this life is a choice because it's already done. And the way that you take control of your life is every day you do at least one thing different than you did the day before. Every day, do one thing different. If you usually put your shoe on left foot first, put your shoe on right foot first today. Start with very basic things, but you need to intentionally do at least one thing differently than you did the day before. Because what if you are a spiritual person, if you're a religious person, this is what is called putting seeds into the ground. You are being very intentional about the seed that you're planting. If you live the exact same day, putting the left shoe on, the left shoe on, the left shoe on, if you are continuously putting the left shoe on, then when you live this day tomorrow or this day, a year, 2 years, 10 years from now, you're still going to be putting your left shoe on. But if sometimes you put your right shoe on, sometimes you put your left shoe on, sometimes you do this, sometimes you do that, then in spirit just said, now where are we creating structure? If we're not creating any type of, but we have to be very intentional about the habits that we develop. We don't want to create a routine, but we do want to create routines. I don't know the difference, but I believe or I know that you have to live intentionally and make small changes every day to create a greater outcome and to change and to start crafting your future. So what I do believe that I am figuring out is how to create realities, which is what my intention was when I started this. When I said I'm going to change my life, and I found out that you can create a reality, I said, I'm going to figure out how to create a reality. And because of what I've been doing, and I'm able to keep record of everything that's happening, I think that's what I'm doing. I'm 70%, I'm 80% sure That's what I'm 90% sure that I'm creating a reality. Because the way that my life is moving is just crazy. And it's like I sat down with um a client, and the things that I'm saying to this client, because I'm a coach, so by all means book my coaching services at LoneeLifestyle.com. But the things that I'm saying to this young lady are things that I've learned over the past year and a half. So as I've been sitting in
Okay.
front of this camera, see, because what God did was provide an opportunity for me to be able to teach myself. And yes, every single one of you within the community, if you're not a part of the community, join the community, because we are growing and changing our worlds and our realities, and we're creating shit over here. So if you are not a part of the community, become a part of the community. But otherwise, I have had the opportunity to sit in front of this camera and not really be distracted by anyone else. It's the same thing with the art. When God gave me that year, the first year I would have quit, because so these art pieces are a bigger piece of the puzzle. That's why they haven't sold. But the first year I had to have some sort of success or I would have quit. So I made $11,000 the first year of my art. The second year of my art, I didn't make. I think I made $1,200 the second year doing art, because the entire year I didn't have any orders. But in that, I taught myself how to make faces. I taught myself how to oil paint. I taught myself all the things, belief in self. So all the underlining things that this particular activity taught me, I taught myself all of those things during that year, and I was uninterrupted. I didn't have to do no orders. Like the first year when I wanted to make that Naruto piece, took me like 6 months to make, because I had to continuously stop and do orders. But when I was teaching myself how to make faces and teaching myself how to paint, I never had to stop. But because I'm focused on, if I'm building a business, why the heck did my business have this huge success? Like $11,000 the first year is something to me. I've never made money off of anything. So this is the first time I made money off of something that I'm putting out into the world. How the heck did I go to zero the next year? And I was just like, I'm getting better, and now people aren't supporting me. It was really weird to me. And so, but now in this space, if I can look at, and it's so crazy because my journal is my art journey. So my art journey told me how to see right now, which the way that I see this right now is I'm able to develop myself into the person that I am today because I have no distractions. So stop being distracted. If you want to change your life, regardless of your economical status, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of what life looks like right now, if you want to change your life, stop being distracted. Period. Because
Yeah.
what God told me was everything that I did this past year and a half to become the person that I am today. I sat down with this young lady, and when I'm speaking to her, I'm speaking all these things that I taught myself over the past year and a half. It's not things that I learned from my own personal experience, but it is. It's not things that I went and read a book, but it is. It's not anything but all the things that I taught myself over the past year. My God, I'm telling this woman how to fix her life utilizing these things. It's freaking amazing. And so now I can look at this past year and a half on this app talking to myself. I'm sitting in lives, and it's no thank you for asking to come on, because you are a part of my lesson. I haven't had to share this space with anyone. I haven't had the distractions, but still, I'm still going forward. Even when I was doing my art and I wasn't making any sales, I kept going forward, but at some point I stopped. But I didn't stop because I wasn't making money. I stopped because I lost interest, because I stopped making money a year ago. But I was still making my Live and Die in LA collection. I was still making my Ladies Night collection. I was still doing my Sassy 6 collection. So I did art for a year past when I stopped making money. So now I'm making these videos and I'm producing this high quality content that is changing lives. And there's nobody there. There's nobody asking questions. I literally tell people, ask me whatever you want to ask me because you have access to me. Right now, you, the general population, have access to me, and I can answer any question. I have yet to run across a question that I can't answer. But the thing is, I may not be able to answer your question right now because what you asked me, God has to connect so many pieces in my life, but I'll have your answer within 3 weeks or less.
Angel.
Sorry?
Choking.
Sorry.
So it's such a beautiful gift. It's such a beautiful gift. Are you ready? It's such a beautiful gift that we have here and we have access to, and I've been able to develop uninterrupted.
That's all we need to.
Yeah.
A 6-month plan for Angel.
And so we're gonna create a 6-month plan. You wanna glow up or not?
This is about lifetime glow up.
Yeah.
You're 12 years old. These are your prime
I'm gonna
years
let you
before
go,
become-
friend, because now we're gonna change the subject. But thank you so much. You've been a part of my journey, and you're forever a part of my history. Because when I tell you, God allowed me the space to have my first interruption, and so now I can't just focus on me. You got on here and you're like, I'm still focused on you, sis. So thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have this growth potential and have a beautiful night. I hope I gave you something or morning, I apologize, but I hope I gave you something that you can carry off into your life, whether you know it or not. I did, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I
You're
know what we're
welcome.
gonna
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, friend. Have a beautiful day.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
Ni-
look at that. I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
to
Nice
connect
to
you.
meet you.
Nice to talk to you as well.
Okay, Angel.
All right, family
That's
time.
not yours, so you shouldn't mess with it.
Said I'm higher than I'm up right now. Why is Jeezy stuck in my head?
That's funny. I said, is Jeezy?
Geeked up.
Is Jeezy secular?
Is he lower vibrational?
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about?
So we can finish the first Angel chat, how she said that beauty. And
Yes, so you wear makeup to feel prettier.
what type of enhancements do you do to be pretty? Like, what's your makeup routine? What's your
Or what is
ideal-
your overall routine to feel prettier?
Right.
Longer lashes.
Lashes? So
Okay,
no.
We need everything. We need to know
Yes,
top to bottom.
the overall. So you just colored your hair. Did you color your hair as a means to feel prettier, or you just did it because you were bored and there was color?
So tell us what you're intentionally doing to
It
support
was to
yourself.
feel prettier, but I was also bored. I was to feel prettier, but I don't like it
Why not?
because it's too dark. It's jet black, and my hair isn't jet black.
So what did you expect?
So your hair's not green either, but one day you may color your hair green. So
I didn't
find
want it to
another
be this
reason.
dark, and it didn't even
So
cover up
it-
what it was supposed to do.
So then it didn't do what it was supposed to do. So like if we're gonna have a frustration point, make
Can
sure
you
that
pay
we
attention to us at least, please. I want to actually. No, can you put the candle down? And
because
I'm
you have a
able to-
history of being distracted, you don't get the opportunity to be halfway in and halfway out until you demonstrate that you can be fully focused.
Like I do, I want you to be able to give us full sentences without us asking.
Prompting.
Exactly. So continue. Tell us more.
What she said? She said, I was writing a sentence and then I got distracted because my pen wasn't writing and it messed me up. Oh, what is your routine to feel beautiful daily?
Pretty routine. Angel's pretty routine.
What is your pretty routine? Because there's difference between beautiful and pretty. You're right.
I don't have a pretty routine.
You don't do nothing and you just jump to makeup?
No, I mean,
That's like putting.
Then
makeup
think
on a
about
pig.
yourself.
Literally.
I mean like, I brush my teeth
Okay.
Okay. How often do you do that?
every night.
And morning.
Do you?
I don't do it in the morning.
I'm letting you know every night and every morning. You can't have concerns about your oral situation, but not actually take your oral situation into consideration. Now you're just occupying your brain with dumb stuff. Like, I want you to get me braces, but why aren't you taking care of your teeth?
As someone who has cavities, usually. Not saying that.
You ain't got to throw her history in her face. Was that necessary for this conversation?
Yes.
To dive that deep?
Well, I'm talking
For
real.
example, boom. So this is what started the conversation. This is what started the conversation. Sneak dissing. And the way you say it, it's not what you say, it's how you said it. This is what started the conversation. And it's not what you said, it's how you said it. So instead of saying, like you always have cavities, or however you said it, I don't remember exactly, you could say, for example, you know, when you have cavities, now you're saying it in a way where you're like, see, and and you're saying it like, now I'm utilizing this as an example because it is relevant to the conversation, but I'm not attacking you with this information.
Right.
So,
for reference, in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
For reference, in past, you've had trouble with oral health, and it's not gonna help you in your future if you're not taking care of your teeth now, because you're still gonna have issues from when you didn't take care of your teeth when you have good teeth. You know,
You'll just have straight, ate up teeth. And if that's your objective, then continue to move how you move.
White straight teeth.
Okay,
you're not
and
gonna get white teeth if you brush your teeth one time a day,
yeah, so even unless you get caught in a cycle of just bleaching your teeth,
which isn't safe.
which is eating away at your teeth, versus I get them whitened and then I maintain them. I don't know, but I think maintenance is better than, it's like the people who just keep getting BBLs. Like you get, or the stomach surgery. They go get the stomach surgery,
But they don't keep it.
but they don't discipline themselves to be able, and then they're back to however big they were before because they never developed a discipline. So if you want to be in a space of having the mouth game of your desire, like if we're putting makeup on to beautify ourselves, then we also have to do the thing, right? You have to take care of this. Fuck what you put on it. You got to take care of what it is, inside and out.
Right? Do you feel
Does that make sense to you?
Taking off all of those things, like just taking off makeup every day, do you think that would be a good lifestyle for you, or is that what you find ideal for you to undress when you get home every day?
Ooh.
I mean,
Ooh.
I'm planning on starting to wear makeup when school starts back up.
Why?
I don't
Why?
want to wear makeup because I want to.
Why?
do you want to?
I want to is equivalent to I don't know, and we don't do that.
Right. Thank you.
Now I do what I want. Now I do what I want.
Because, again, it makes me feel prettier. And I'm going to be in public. And I mean, I'm not saying I can't be pretty naturally. I can, but my eyelashes are just really short. And I hate it.
Why is it specifically at school? And
because
also,
there's a bunch of people there who judge.
So she wants to fit in.
So you think you think you get judged already for
And
being
my crushes are
natural?
like me.
Who are your crushes?
Don't worry about
And why do you have crushes? What do you want from your crushes?
What is a crush?
What is your dream of? Like,
Ask one complete sentence. Form your sentence, because you ask like you ask. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here.
Okay, my final question is: if you got to sit down with your crush, what would you do, and why?
have a conversation.
But what?
I don't know.
What you want to talk about, or he wants to talk about?
Whatever. I don't know. Something
Whatever.
like
No. How are you going to have a conversation if you never ask?
finish?
No,
You
because
set the tone.
no, because now I'm forming my question, because my first question was not detailed enough, because you did not come into the response that I want. I'm shaping your brain. So I'm going to feed you answers because I need you to get the right answer, which is, how are you going to be ready to have a conversation if you don't even pretend? Like, you sit there and film those YouTube videos and there's no cameras? You're pretending and you're practicing. So when you finally do get in front of a camera, you already are moving. Like, there's going to be some, okay, I'm really in it, so I have some adjustments to make. But you're going to be that much more further because you practice, right?
This is
That makes
different
sense, right?
from self-mastery.
I was telling.
Yes or no? There's a difference,
I
right?
said yes.
Okay, so let me ask my question from the perspective that I want to ask it. If there's crushes and your sister asks, what conversations would you have with your crush? And you say, I don't know, I don't care, it's whatever. And we're both saying that's not what's going to work. And so now I start asking you questions like, are we going to talk about what you want to talk about or he wants to talk about? Because nobody wants to talk to a conversation hog, whether it's about what he wants to talk about or what you want to talk about. So now we have to learn how to have a proper conversation to be an engaging individual, not just talk how every other girl that you respect or admire or envy talks. Ooh, I want to be like her. How does she talk? Oh, so I'm going to talk that way. Well, that bitch don't know how to talk. And now we got a bunch of bitches who don't know how to talk. But you can actually stop and think, okay, what is a conversation that I want to be a part of? Me sitting here just talking at you and not allowing you to talk. Do you like this? No. Look at God demonstrating for you exactly what I'm teaching you about. Mom, I'm telling you. Do you understand what I'm teaching you? Mm-hmm. Okay, now you can speak.
I want to talk about what we have in common, and then hopefully that conversation leads to what we don't know about each other.
Like what? What would you tell him that he doesn't know about you?
Are you telling people your deep, dark secrets as a means to letting them know who you are? Mm-hmm. Or are you just, I don't know, I'm asking.
That's why I'm asking.
Almost like,
what is something that
my favorite color or something?
Okay, so if somebody really wants to get to know you, what are you revealing? Like, Angel, I really want to get to know you. Like, tell me something about you. Like, where are you going? Like, where are you going with this? This is an important question.
I don't know. This is a teenage boy I'm talking to now.
I'm talking in general now. If somebody asks you if your best friend, anyone, because you have to determine, and here's why I'm asking you this question. You have to determine how much of yourself you're going to expose for the sake of relationship.
Did you pull this hair out in the front, or what's going on up there?
What?
Is it breakage, or did you pull it out?
This?
Yes.
This one edges.
Did you pull it out?
Did you pull out more than what was already there? Because she's always had a little.
That's a lot.
Did you pull it out?
She has edges there already.
Did you pull more out, I guess is what she's asking. Or like, oh, it's what's supposed to be already there?
So it is breakage.
Yeah.
Or is she intentionally leaving it out and it's just been left out?
Well, see, I got a little piece right here that I twisted up. This is going to be my next lock right there. Well, I added to another lock, but I twisted it up.
You can grow it.
This is too weak, though. It'll break.
I'm just saying, like, you keep twisting it. In 2 months, you can add it to this one, and then you create a whole new, like, it's thicker and repaired. Yeah, you can honestly reconstruct your entire head.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally.
What do you want to do with your hair?
You can, like.
I want to let it grow until it's, like, right here.
You want to keep locks? Okay. I think if you bleach it. But I'm talking about the white in it. White? Because I thought the black would cover the white, but it just made it more pronounced.
I want in my hair.
Maybe we can comb it out a little bit.
But it's all the way. We would have to take her to a professional.
So we can.
I'm done dealing with kids' hair.
We can.
Everybody's going to professionals going forward.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be a lot of money. It's going to be like $800 though.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, can you just do like 6 and teach me? And I'll do the rest.
Let me look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because that's a whole lot of time to take down locks. Unless we take them down ourselves.
There is a way to comb out locks without losing a bunch of hair.
Yeah, there is.
All right, so back to...
I have to use shampoo.
I'm just thinking, because we can fix, like, the short ones. If you add long hair to the short ones, then they'll all be...
The uniformity?
Yeah.
Do you like your locks, aside from the lint?
Because that's what I feel like you need to be more intentional about, like, your presence. And what you have, like, your hair and your skin and your eyelashes and everything that you're saying that you want to cover up with makeup is exactly what you're going to have.
But her hair is a direct result of the care that she has taken of her hair up until this point.
Exactly.
So do we try to hide the fact that she has different locks? Like, that's why it's like, why did you cut your hair? Like, this is the result of all the things that, cover your hair when you sleep instead of letting it build up and all these different things, and you still choosing to do what you choose. And this is a direct result of that. So
and that's a part of having a pretty routine. Having a pretty routine is making sure you have your bonnet on and you brush your teeth.
So how do you create a child that has a pretty routine from birth, but the detriment of creating a child that's... So there has to be a healthy manifestation of a pretty routine.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
not the, vanity, because now we've created I can't go anywhere without my lashes. I can't go anywhere with all these different things. Like, there's some people who cannot wash their face until they go to bed because they just, and then they, self-hate and then go to bed and they get up and Jessica used to be like, I can't leave my house without my makeup on. And so I'm so proud of her to be to the point where she don't even wear chapstick no more. She was like, that dries your lips out. I was like, that's the one thing I can't give up, sis. It's my crack. I need my chapstick. How y'all doing out there? And so,
she doesn't have to change it. What is your perspective of it? We'll go back to the boy thing now. So, what is something that you would share with your crush? How would you talk to them?
Let's practice. Your friends can't help you figure out how to talk to your crushes. Your sister, who is of a different generation, and your mother, who is of a generation, and your brothers, who are males and a different generation, can all help you figure out what is a natural flowing conversation with the little boy that you like.
You know how many little boys I've liked and talked to?
And how do you want to have the exact same conversation that every other little girl is having, or do you want to have a conversation that engages them?
Right. That's what they want. They want engagement and they like the chase. They like to be mentally stimulated, and when you're acting like everybody else, you're not interested.
Then you just become a body, and then you have to now you got to be the best body. Or the loosest body. You don't even got to be the best body. You just got to be the easy access body.
And I feel like that's the track you're heading on to if you don't actually open up and talk to us.
I think she has enough self-awareness.
I just think she might be played.
She will get played. But I don't think she'll be a beach bum.
Of course. But I think she'll have the same experience.
She will be searching for love. And she will get ran through if you don't take heed and listen to what's transpiring in this room right now.
Take effort into this and actually engage in the conversation. And what are your philosophies? Because the whole time you might actually have a headspace of not what we're talking about. We don't know.
But especially if your bestie loses her V card, you'll be right behind her so that you can continue having common conversations.
Which is all shallow.
So if your friend gets a boyfriend, then you need to rush to get a boyfriend so that you can live the same experience that she is living at the same time. Known or unknown, this is what's happening. So be aware, right? This is all we're talking about is awareness. And we're not, no, Mom, that's not me. We're just letting you know this is what happens. When you want to wear the same shirt your friend is wearing and you want to do all the things your friends because you want to have things in common because that strengthens your bond.
Right,
so now when the bond comes into, now she has a boyfriend, well, I need a boyfriend too, or vice versa. Now the bond goes into she's having sex, well, I need sex too, so we can have that in common too.
I feel like we should get her lock extensions.
If that's what she chooses.
I don't know what those are.
Fake hair.
Well, she doesn't know how to have standards for herself. She's never been supported in that way.
Well, we're teaching her.
No one's ever been like, hey, do you want to get your hair done?
Are you receptive to any of this?
Right? Because at this point, it seems like we're wasting your time.
Unnecessary.
No, I'm listening.
Because at this point...
Are you interacting? Are you speaking? Do you have an opinion on what we're saying?
No, I don't have an opinion because it's kind of just like I don't have anything to say.
Why not? What do you think about what we're saying? Do you see that there is a probability of you following behind a friend or a friend following behind you so that you guys have something else in common.
Yes, that's what I'm listening.
So that's possible. You see, that's possible. So now that just gives you something to pay attention to. So when your friends around you are having experiences, because I remember when I lost my V card, I went to school and I was like, "You're not doing it? Like, ew, you're lame." Like,
You're lame for that.
right? I was so lame.
That's bad.
I know. I went to 14-year-olds and said this.
I would
It's
never
disgusting.
talk to people about that stuff.
Yeah, I was.
Like, I literally, like...
Clearly, I tell my business. Clearly, I talk about things people don't talk about.
TMI, mom.
You know, it's not TMI.
I'm letting you know who I was and to let you know that what I'm talking about is very possible because I was her.
Exactly. And I see many hers every day.
Yeah, and you haven't run into that space because the number of people who are active around you, because I'm sure there are some who are active.
There are.
But the number...
Never mind.
But the number of people around you who are active is so minimal, it's a gossip point. Like, but you're going to reach a stage in your development where it's cool to be active. And you have to determine if, when you do choose to become active, are you becoming active for your reason?
Your pleasure, or are you doing
Because Spirit said you don't become active because a boy pressured you into it, which is usually the case for most females. You lose your virginity because you want to keep an association with the boy, and he's letting you know the only way that you get to keep this association with me is by doing this. So the beauty in the introduction of what those experiences are is detrimental, is diminished, and it starts with the exposure to television.
I look, you want to give you a makeover.
Television, like, pollutes your mind to the sanctity that intercourse is. Because it's a beautiful experience. But if nobody is giving you the imagery, if your parents aren't talking to you about it, if nobody is telling you how beautiful that experience can be, you will allow some little boy or your best friend.
Nobody did that for me, and I was doing that for her.
Nobody did it for me. I lost my V card to a 21-year-old when I was 14 years old while in a twin bed because he stopped at the liquor store and bought me a bottle of gin and got me drunk, and then went back to his house, and the radio wasn't even tuned to a frequency. It was just static. So the whole time I'm losing, and it's just like a 21-year-old on a 14-year-old. So my body reacted very poorly to that. No, I'm saying this in a way that shouldn't.
I'm uncomfortable.
It was traumatic.
We don't want to live through that, though.
I'm letting you know what women, what little girls are allowing themselves to be exposed to. And these stories are sparked by you, but these stories aren't only for you. I'm telling these stories because somebody is raising a little girl, somebody is raising a beach body or beach bum. Beach body is better.
What is that?
Somebody,
nickname.
It's a nickname. Yeah. Someone with those characteristics, yeah.
That's so hilarious.
She picked it up.
Yeah.
Someone is raising that and doesn't know what to do with it.
She said beach bum. What does that mean?
But if they're not making the connection to what I'm talking to, but now that I said what I just said, they're like, oh, she just told me how to deal with the problem that I'm dealing with my child. And so that's why. So I'm sorry that I make you uncomfortable, but if I'm willing to share with you my history, don't shame me out of my history, especially, let me let you know. Please stop, you're making me uncomfortable. I said I'm sharing this with you at the most topical level that I can share. But allow me to share with you because it's relevant. I can just share that. Thank you for the love. Hey, Ree. I could just share with you my story and you won't remember it. That's why you're like, Mom, when are you going to tell me? When are you going to tell me? When you're ready. Because if I just tell you my story, you won't remember it. It'll just like, oh, you'll remember the time Mom told you her story. That's the connection point. but you won't remember the details of the story because that wasn't the connection point. Which means now when I tell you a story another time, I can't get frustrated like I've already told you this because what I'm telling you is now relevant. So now you're going to remember it. And now when a little boy is trying to pressure you into doing something you don't want to do, but all your other friends are doing it, so you're like, well, everybody else is doing it and they say it's so much fun, they're lying. They're lying. Everybody that tells you that it's fun is lying. Of 100% probability of how many of those experiences are enjoyable, what is your percentage, Adoy?
Huh?
What is your percentage of all the experiences, of your experiences outside of marriage, because it's hit and miss, it's 50-50. Sometimes it's good, woo, and sometimes it's like, Lord Jesus. You want a sandwich?
Yeah.
But anyway,
45% maybe.
45% for Adoy was enjoyable. Now I'm thinking about all the times that I've had experiences of 100% probability, how much of that was enjoyable. And I've got to say, it's got to be like 5% is generous. And I only say 5% because for me, because I've had some knockdown, drag out experiences that have just blown my mind and I remember them. So for me, my criteria of what a good experience is I remember it. And of those times that I remember, 5% of my entire history. So that means 95% for me, 55% for your sister was a waste of time.
60.
95, that's horrible.
I wasted a lot of time.
That's horrible.
I'm telling you, your mom,
That's poor averaging.
nobody raised your mother. Your mother was out here being raised by the streets in Little Kim.
Dang.
So what do you want, Angel? Do you want people to actually help
Do you want to
or
be
do you
raised
wanna
by
see-
Sexy Red?
Right? Is that what you
No.
want? Do you want to be sexy red?
Sexy Red is basically a whole Billy but black.
But do you think she's
who?
pretty? Do you think she?
No.
Do you think she gets all the guys right?
No.
Do you want
Everybody
guys?
gives her attention?
What's your aim? We're time wasted. We're talking about.
There's difference between liking someone's music and liking someone's personality.
It's
I don't
kind
like
of-
Sexy Red. She's weird.
But you like her music.
I don't like Drake. He's weird. But I like
But you like his
music.
music. I don't know. Like, do I like people's music and I don't like them?
No.
Because there's a difference.
I mean, R. Kelly is kind of strange, but
I
Can
don't
you
like
like
R.
his
Kelly,
songs?
but I like his music still. I can
don't-
admit that I still like R. Kelly, even though.
I wouldn't say I don't like him because I don't really know too much of what he's done.
So you haven't. No, it was the last surviving R. Kelly that took it there for me. I was just like,
I
he
haven't
was.
seen it.
Yeah, he was literally holding women captive, and
I'm gonna watch it.
yeah, it was bad. It was
I
like
don't know.
it was like shit. Like it wasn't just kinky underage. It was he was locking people in cages and all kinds of making them eat and all kinds of shit. It was bad. He's a disgusting human. Regardless of why he became a disgusting
That's
human.
funny. Why would he do that?
Power, money and power.
Maybe that, or maybe as a kid, son.
Ooh. So it could be because, okay, so we understand that his sister, let's psychoanalyze this really quick. We understand that his sister was his first tormentor.
Aw, so torment. He was sexually assaulted.
I was going to say torment, but
Sorry.
yes, you can say that as well.
I'm sorry, I just didn't understand the correlation. To,
Well, we have to use certain language
Yeah,
because of the
I
audience.
understand.
And so, hey, Anita.
Meow, meow, meow.
So we understand that R. Kelly's older sister
Meow, meow,
was, Anita said hey to everybody.
meow. Hello.
Everybody said hey.
Meow.
We understand that his older sister was his first tormentor, and he has used that as his catalyst for becoming the predator that he became. Now we think about money, we think about power, but we also think about his first tormentor was a black woman. So there has to be a percentage of himself that is doing what he's doing to black women because a black woman
Revenge.
did it to him. Yes, there's a percentage of him that is taking out his anger towards his sister on every other female that he's encountered.
Yeah. And it's easily disguised as she wanted to do it. She wanted the money.
But it's easily that. Go ahead, Angel.
Was Aaliyah and R. Kelly's relationship public, or how old was he when they were dating?
Like 15.
And why didn't he go to jail?
Girl.
Money.
Okay, hold on. I'll answer that question easily. So R. Kelly's actions were easily disguised, and that's why we started this conversation. Remember that. R. Kelly's actions were easily disguised because we think it's because he was SA'd by his sister. So SA victims turn into SA victims without intervention because our children can't come to us and say that this is what has happened to me. I can't agree, but still no excuse once you become an adult. Not making any excuses at all for this young man, but if we can analyze this young man, now we can get in front of these children, right? Children are being victimized and our parents don't know what to do with it. And we're sending our children to therapists who don't know what to do with it because it's something that is, there's some sort of revenge type, you did me, so I'm gonna do you. I don't know. Okay, Ree, I don't know. But what I'm saying is there's a correlation there between this particular individual did this to me. So now that I'm in a position of power, I'm going to do it to them. So that's what I was saying. But yeah, after I watched that last Surviving R. Kelly, I was just like, Kels, I can't even fuck with you. Because the initial question came, I'm not sure if you were in the live, but the initial question came, can you listen to someone's music and not like the person? And so it's like, Diddy has done some messed up stuff. But I can easily let go of Diddy because I never really liked Diddy's music. Now, I'm thinking of a catalog. If we're truly boycotting R. Kelly, we should not be listening to anything he's produced. We should not be listening to anything he's written. We shouldn't be listening to any of the music that his vocals are on. We shouldn't be listening to any of these things if we are truly boycotting an individual, but no one's willing to sacrifice that much. Right. And I'm willing to sacrifice Diddy because I really don't like his music, so what's the loss? Right. So we have to pay attention to that which we stand for. Are we standing for it because it's easy for us to stand for it?
It's like Dan Schneider. Nobody liked what he did, but they still watch Victorious and R. Kelly.
Yeah, and so he's still getting a check off of it. Anita said, I won't stand for it. I leave the room immediately. And so, yeah, like the Dan Schneider. It's like, how much of our lives do we have to filter out in order to completely stand on something? And most of us are only willing to filter out, okay, I won't listen to R. Kelly's music. But he produced my favorite track by my favorite artist. I got to get rid of that.
It's secular.
People learn. No, he wrote in the gospel arena too. He's all over. Like I was listening to a R. Kelly and Kirk Franklin song, and I was just like, Kirk, did you know who you were singing this song with?
Of course.
Like they had to know. Like Aaliyah was in our face. But to your point, and I told you to remember it. Going to QT. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to you about because it's not task for task, but it is. So if somebody asks you to do something, you do have to pay attention to how much of you has to be involved in order to do it. Mom, will you call somebody for me? Versus mom, will you go somewhere for me? Versus mom, answer this question for me. Like there's a different amount of my involvement necessary to achieve that which you're asking me for. Does that make sense? Okay, so when someone asks you a favor, you do have to take that into consideration because what you will find is there's people who they figure out they could get you to do the shit that they don't want to do. And so they'll come to you and come get those things. So you have to pay attention to that, and we get set up for that because in our home, we typically, and that's why God told me I need to make a better effort of getting up and doing things myself for myself instead of calling you guys, because I am training you guys to have people do things for you that you don't want to do, but also be the person that somebody has do things for them because your mother did it to you first. So now that we're aware of that, now we can pay attention to it. So when your sister asks you to go somewhere, one, you're paying attention or do something for her, and this is for everybody in the room, but one, you pay attention to what they're asking for. And you measure that, because we only have fair relationships. You measure that against what the weight and the velocity, the whatever of the volume of what you ask them for, right? I ask you to, close the bathroom door for me. That's the type of favors I ask. You're asking me to walk in 110-degree weather to go get you something that you're not even going to share with me.
I can't.
No. I'm just saying. You're not going to share. You're not going to offer to buy me anything. I'm just saying this is the difference between I ask you for this and you ask me for this. That's what I'm pointing out. I don't know what the circumstances are. I'm just saying this is what we're paying attention to. Before you answer your sister, these are the things you pay attention to, because everybody's asking you for something, and because you're in this home, you feel you don't get to say no. You don't get to tell me no. But just because you don't get to tell me no doesn't mean you can't tell other people. Just know that that is a level of respect that I expect. If you want anything from me, I no longer live in the space that I'm your mother and I have to do it.
I'm Queen Mother.
I am Queen Mother, and I only do what I want. And I only do for people who treat me the way I deserve to be treated, and that includes my children. And I'm very clear on my expectations of every single one of you. So it's not like, oh, I didn't know how to treat my mom. Your mom lets you know what she wants. I want totally what I want when I want it. And as long as I could get what I want when I want, you can get what you want when you want. Is that pretty much our relationship, Adoy?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. And that can be our relationship when you give me what I want when I want it.
And that's what I'm working on, Angel. That's what needs to come down to it.
So,
Your sister. CVS.
No, I'm trying to give you all the information. You are so beautiful, Angel. I cannot wait until you get into your bag. Fuck the makeup. I'm telling you, you are gorgeous. Whenever she does the, I'm like, oh my God. But anyway.
Yeah, we should give her a makeover.
I'm so hungry.
In September we could get her hair done. We could get her braces, because then I could get into the payment plan and all those different things. Like we gonna get you together, Angel. But the only reason why we want to get you together is because we love you and we want to see the best for you. Not because you're my daughter, not because you're her sister. Because we love you and we want to see the best for you, but it's a slap in our face every time that your behavior take a dig at us. Okay? So every time you get ready to take a dig at us, remember the people that you're taking a dig at are the people who want to show up for you. We literally want to show up for you. We want the best for you. But it makes us feel stupid every time you do as they do on the streets. In the past, we deserved the malicious treatment. I acknowledge that I wasn't the best mother to you. In the past, we deserved the get back.
Trying to cut it.
But present day, every single one of us, and I can speak for me and Adoy, at our highest efficiency, we are working to work with you. We are working to establish equal ground with you. And with that, you get what you want when you want. So that's a different conversation, because I want you to become aware when people are asking you for favors. So one, you're measuring the type of favors that you typically ask compared to the type of favors that they typically ask. If you are asking equal favors, then you understand that this is a fair deal. If they're asking something more than you ask, or they're asking less than you ask, then you understand, like, okay, in this space, sometimes there's small, sometimes there's big, sometimes there's small, sometimes there's big. But if I ask you all, or they ask you all the big and you ask them all the small, then that's imbalance. And that we got to equal the weight out, right? In this friendship, we have to equally carry the weight. So we got to make sure we're matching each other. And is that big, big, small, small, sometimes back and forth. So that's what you pay attention to. You're calculating this in your head. Now, after they've asked you to favor, you have to determine how often does that person do favors for you. So if every time you ask your sister for something and she's like, no, 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 no. But as soon as she wants something from you, she's like, Angel. Now, present day.
That is what she does.
No, I don't know. That's why I was just like, that's why I said, before you say no, know why you're saying no. But there's another factor. But before we get into the factor, how many times do they do favors for you versus I'm about to bully you into compliance, which is what Bailey tends to do. Like, yes, Bailey does do things for you. This is what you used to say. I hate when you throw what you do for me in my face. You do it to her. And so just pay attention to that.
No, I haven't. I don't say deliberately what I've done.
You say what you're going to take away from her. You say what you're going to be missing out on if you don't do this for me.
Not necessarily.
There's a way. I'm telling you what I observed.
She says that she'll do me a favor if I'll do her a favor. So if I do this,
Look at them
then
feet.
in the future,
Where did it go that?
leave my feet alone.
You
In the
leave
future.
people alone.
In the
Where that?
future,
Where did it go that?
I'll be able to. She'll be able to do me a favor because I did her this favor.
Okay, so she's trying to teach you fair deals, but she's teaching in a shifty way. If
Right,
I
I'm
do you a
telling you,
favor,
it's
if
not.
you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. Like,
That's not how it
It's
works.
not.
that's not how it works. If somebody comes to you with, you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor, energy, run.
I literally. Well, yeah, definitely, because we all know.
We all
where we
know.
learned it from.
Yeah, we all, first-hand example.
Right, but I mean, in this context, I wasn't like I did this for you in the past. So I mean, like I don't warp her brain to do task for task. But I say in the future, like you want me to get up and chaperone because mom doesn't want to get up. Obviously, I'm not doing anything every day, so it's like
Michael, please leave.
there's instances where I can make sacrifices of my time for you, just like you make sacrifices for your time.
And I like that energy of that delivery.
Right.
So it's different than, because,
Right.
you know, come on, Angel, because that's a different energy than I just want you to be aware, because that's the third point. After we weigh the frequency of them showing up for us, but they want us to show up for them, that's just like, when I call you, do you answer your phone? Or when you call me, do you expect me to answer the call? Or it's equal. Everything is equal exchange. If you're not getting what you want, you get the fuck out of there, period. I do that with my own children. To show up for your children without expectations, you are teaching your children to show up for others without expectations. Stop it. Just because you birthed it, you still have to raise it in complying with an ungrateful, unappreciative, whatever child. Simply because your child, you are teaching them that they do not have to earn respect from the most intimate relationship. So you owe it to your child to stop it. And you have to say, hey, you're not showing up for me. Unfortunately, I'm not going to show up for you. And then she can rebuttal and say, I respect that, and we can dig into more deeper. So what do you mean I'm not showing up for you? So that could be a conversation point. What do you mean I'm not showing up for you? And you can say like this. And you're saying in the least inflammatory or upsetting way so that it can be received. Depending on the language you use, your message can stop here or your message can flow through. So you want to speak in a 5-second delay or whatever it is. If you got to stop and think before you speak, you want to deliver your message in the most possible way for it to be received. And what the third part is, your sister is saying, if you say no, what are the future opportunities you are cutting yourself off from? So that's like that friend that I said, I'm willing to say, hey, you're not treating me the way that I feel that I deserve to be treated. So I'm okay with this friendship ending. Now, I had to weigh, if I end this friendship, what is the detriment to my day-to-day life, my da-da-da-da. Like, does this friendship have that much weight where I gotta allow myself to be treated in a way that I don't deserve to be treated? Some relationships, you're like, ugh. You know, you gotta go through.
It's just you're not ready.
You have to go through some character flaws because everybody's not perfect. Everybody's not ready for you when God has them into your life. So someone may enter my life and I have a message to deliver for them, but I don't know the perfect way to word it so that it goes through. And so it bumps up against something. And in that moment, they have the choice of, am I going to reject this because they use inflammatory language, or I'm going to filter it through still because they're delivering me a message. So you can't determine the value of a circumstance that God brings into your life just because the person who is delivering or the situation is not ideal. Does that make sense?
Just because it's hot outside doesn't mean you can't go
The
to the
sun's about to
store.
go down.
Yeah, so it's
I could walk
perfect.
to CVS.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give you all this information that you want to see what are the type of favors, and you want to make sure that when she asks you some big so in big is different. For her, big is going to CVS. For you, big is having her chaperone something. Can you give me a ride somewhere? Can you take me, can you
Right.
buy me something? Can you spot me $2?
It's not
For
big,
her,
but it's like it's the same equivalent. I feel like
it's the same.
like it's not big for
So
me.
you're like, man, she had me walk all the way to CVS, and I just asked her for $2, and she wouldn't even do it. I asked if I could ride with her to the store, but she has me walk all the way to CVS. Yeah, because it's equivalent. So you're thinking, she asked me for this, and all I asked for this, but in her mind, this is the equivalent of this because it's all the same. Show up for me, period. I want what I want when I want it, and if you give me what I want, I'll give you what you want. And if I hit any resistance point, you're going to hit resistance with me because I match energy all day. I'm not coming in with no lower vibrational matching of energy. I will just disappear. You will no longer have affiliation with me. I don't stay nowhere that don't treat me the way I don't deserve. The only place that I've stayed is my marriage. And I have had to find other reasons to stay in this marriage in hopes that my husband will return to a space of knowing how to treat me.
Husband.
Yeah. What was I supposed to say?
Bailey,
It becomes a transactional relationship,
CVS you
which
want
can
to
get
do.
tricky. It is tricky.
It's more of that I wanted pretzels from QT, so CVS will not cut it.
You don't want like Oreos? You
No,
get like a
pretzels.
full family pack of Oreos.
Pretzels are what she wants. Are you going to ask her to compromise? Because next time you come to her, understand that you are crafting.
Negotiation.
You are negotiating.
And cheaper at CVS.
But what she wants isn't at CVS. If what she wanted was if she asked for Arizona tea,
Right. If I ask
it doesn't
for
matter.
Snickers, like, all right.
You could go to QT because she'd be like, can you go to QT and I want a Snickers? And you'd be like, she ain't gonna know if I go to CVS. A Snickers is a Snickers. But she's asking for something very specific from a specific location, which means now when you come to ask her for something and she tries to kick back like, nah, that's too much. You're like,
I can lowball it, and if you want to take it,
Yeah.
you take it, and you don't.
So yeah, you have to pay attention because when you are asking people, see, and this is the thing, Anita, and I agree with you, it can become transactional. So when I first started teaching my children, you don't do something for nothing going forward. And it's crazy because in Spirit led me to an article, I think Reese sent it to me, where one of the complaints that the teachers had about today's students is the what's in it for me attitude. Well, you have to understand that there has to be substance behind that what's in it for me. So I am teaching my children the substance of what's in it for me. If people aren't showing up for you, you don't deserve that treatment. You only deserve relationships that feed you, period.
You still want the pretzels?
I want a pretzel too.
Do you really?
I'm just saying, if you bring in carbs, which we're not supposed to eat anymore into the house, and aren't they like cinnamony? Mm-hmm.
Right.
When's Dre getting home? We might have access to a car soon. At this point, it's 6:50.
Right. Shoot.
Anyway,
begging
y'all.
for hours.
Oh, Anita, since you're here, I didn't discover, right? It's hard trying to explain this to my kids. Minds have a selfish approach. Okay.
And I mean, like you're listening to us have this conversation now. Ultimately, you got to get their perspective in it and intertwine it.
Yeah, how old are your children? Because if you're delivering this message to your children, it's first of all, it's a demonstration, so you have to identify how much of you, because your children are in the world, right? So your children are being shaped by you, and your children are being shaped by the world. And so you have to determine how much of your children's selfishness, because they're going to manifest our behaviors exasperatedly, right? So when Caden throws his tantrums and he's slamming stuff around, I'm like, where the heck did he get that? Well, in his 5-year-old body, he is manifesting when I start yelling. And so now I have to understand and check myself to where I'm not yelling.
Where are you?
So that he understands that it's no longer being demonstrated.
Oh.
So of that.
You're about to be home? Perfect. I'll see you when you get here. I'm happy to hear that you're in proximity.
And so, damn, you don't love her?
Right, alright, bye.
Whatever. So you have to pay attention to how much of this particular behavior is manifesting from demonstration of you. And once you realize that, you're like, dang, I didn't even know I was doing that. And so now you can check yourself. The beautiful thing about our children is our children are our mirrors and our reflections. The beautiful thing about us when we have the right type of friends, they are our mirrors and our reflections. The beautiful thing about our spouse, when we are in alignment with our spouse, they are our mirrors and our reflections. And so we are constantly evaluating ourselves by looking at the things within the people that are reflecting back to us like, you're selfish, which means I raised you. Where the heck am I manifesting selfish behaviors? Because there's got to be something, because how much of your child are you willing to admit you allowed the streets to raise? Because depending on how much you did they get selfishness from you because you raised all your child, or did you leave it up to the world and now you left your child up to the world? So how much of yourself are you going to protect by saying they got it from the outside world? That means you left your child to the streets. But if you're willing to say, no, I raised every part of my child to the best of my ability, which means I must have demonstrated something. Now you start checking yourself. Now you start growing yourself. And now as you grow yourself, you now can correct your child as you correct yourself. And you don't just correct yourself and correct your child. You explain to your child how you came to the space of revelation. I watched you do this, which paralleled me back to this. And so now you're teaching yourself and you're teaching your child how to reflect their environment. And now there's more lessons and anchor points coming in. The thing is, we teach these things topically. So if I came and I told this to my child topically, what's in it for me? Now my kid's gonna go around talking about what's in it for me. I'm saying fair deals. If you are not getting the exact same energetic output that you are putting out, you either choose to be in that space, and why would you choose to be treated less than you deserve, or you choose to get out of there. And you can give them the respect to saying, and I'm not saying you're being disrespectful, but you can say, hey, this isn't giving me what I need. And you can give them this feedback. Boom, not respect. Give them the feedback because I actually value you. Some people I don't value, so I'm not telling you why I'm not talking to your ass no more. I'm out. But if you value a relationship, this relationship isn't doing XYZ, or this relationship is exposing me to XYZ, which are things that I'm not aligning with right now in this space in my life. So I've enjoyed our time, and you can either I have walked relationships back to the previous version. And of course, people don't want to do that, but hey, I left it open. Like, I'm no longer going to text you every day, but I will be on social media. Texting you every day isn't making me feel warm and fuzzy, whatever that language is. So now it's like, I'm not being your friend anymore. I'm just not being your friend like this anymore. And now you're free. You are free because you clearly communicated. And if that motherfucker can't get it, that ain't got shit to do with you.
Right.
Woo, some people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear nothing, but if they hear it, If we would stop fake healing.
Once again, we're going off of delivery. It all matters about how you deliver it.
Yeah, I say a lot of foul stuff to people, but I deliver it in such a way that is palatable.
Well, at that point, you just have to sit and be like, oh, okay. Because you're
Yeah.
Lonnie.
Yeah,
I understand where you're coming from. Like, I know, like, they're able to decipher the outlandish versus wisdom.
And people also have to understand that I'm an educator. And that's why I pulled out my cards the other day. They're still sitting here. That's why I pulled my cards out the other day. Not because I still utilize these. Like, I've never really used them. This is Anita. You were probably on the live where I went through my whole, these are all my different phases. You know, I still have these cards, but I remember I always used to pull, I'm a teacher. I'm an author. You know, I'm a philosopher. All these different things. And it would just keep telling me I'm a teacher. And I'm just like, you know, I don't want to be a classroom teacher, right? You know, I want to be an inspirational speaker. But now I know that I am a teacher. I'm so much more than inspiration. I am literally teaching you guys. So I hope you have your pen and paper. And if you're not a part of the community, please join the community because we are growing very intentionally and very rapidly over here. We are creating realities. God has revealed to me in 2 synchronicities that knocked my socks off, which caused me to go live, where I was just like, yo, I'm really creating realities, which means everything that's happening is exactly what's supposed to be happening, which means why would I get disappointed, upset, happy, sad, anything about anything, depressed, anxious, anything about anything, because I am crafting a reality. I'm creating it.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that Pharrell video I sent you.
Yeah, what was he saying?
Where he was like,
I know.
Don't give it emotion.
Don't give emotion.
But I feel like, because he was talking to him from like a music perspective, but I feel like you could turn it into like, this music life really isn't your real life. And basically all the uproar that they're creating, like for example, Megan getting shot in her foot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine all the think pieces that are on that. And how she has a whole album talking about how she was mistreated.
Don't do that nasty stuff in front of me.
Was misunderstood through her situation. When in reality, was she supposed to take that all those opinions seriously?
Drama begets drama.
Right.
In order for those industries to continue to cycle forward, they must produce more drama. So someone has to be experiencing something. Someone has to be, they literally create fake beefs in order to continue the cycle moving forward. They're not creating kumbaya moments. That's why they were so disappointed with J. Cole, because he apologized. I should have go and checked out his apology because I bet you it was dope. But, you know, they actually discredited this man. Like simply because he was like, yo, this ain't the energetic. Like, I got caught up in it. Like, I'm from the streets. And any given day, I'ma pop off. And after I pop off, because Lonnie in obscurity can pop off, post a video, and come back the next day and delete it like, oh, I was tripping. Lonnie on a grand scale, soon as I hit post, somebody snatched it already. So I can't come back and be like, oh no, delete, I didn't mean to say that. Even though I'm no longer in that energetic space anymore. When I pop that shit off, that motherfucker, yeah, I meant that shit. But after that energy gets off of me and I'm done allowing the Matrix, or I'm done allowing the Willie Lynch, but I'm done allowing myself to be maneuvered like a puppet, because everything that's happening in your life is happening to orchestrate and to create that which you determine. I talked to my client the other day, and she said that she never really had an idea for her life of what communication looks like. And we have to understand, as Black women, we have ideas of what our career is going to look like. We have ideas of what our family is going to look like. We don't take into consideration that all of those things that we have ideas for involve other people. which means we're probably making the money that we want to make, and we're probably doing the things that we want to do within our career. But the people that we work with, we can't control them. We can't figure out how to control our work environment because our work environment includes other people. We don't know how to work with other people. So the non-human aspects of our life, those of us who actually had a plan actually have achieved those things. And people are like, well, because you did this and you did this and did this. No, it's because you had a fucking energetic plan. You had focus.
And he went to the store and
when Dre gets here?
Yeah, he's here. He's at CVS right now.
Oh,
he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, no, when he gets here, I'll get off of live.
You're fine.
I'm done.
making the grocery list now.
That's why sometimes you have to sit in it for a minute and process. The longer you sit in it, friend, understand that after the initial lessons are taught, the lessons are still lessening. Okay? I'm still learning things and pulling things. Like, God literally led me to my 2002 journal where it answered a question today. Today. Not this time in the world. No, today. My 2022 journal answered a question. And this is just like where I keep trying to say I need to read the Bible every day. But every time I read the Bible, whatever I'm reading in the Bible literally is answering whatever's going on in my life. Or what I read in the Bible is answering what I'm experiencing the next day or something like that. So I am in a space of synchronicity in my life to where the things that recently happened, and you're in there too, it's about awareness. It's happening now, but you're not aware because you're not paying attention to the degree that I'm paying attention. But I've been working on this for over 1.5 years. So if you have not moved as I've moved and made the energetic vibrational shifts that I have, then you're not going to have access to what I have access to, but you know what you have potential to have access to because you're doing the work. So as long as y'all keep doing the work, you are going to reach your highest potential. So dream fucking big. Dream big. When I tell people, what are you aspiring for? They tell me their next step. God don't care about your next step. God cares about what is your fucking objective. Do you know why you came to this earth? Because if you know why you came to this earth, now you can start manifesting that and creating that. So when you say, I want to be on stage, I want my Netflix special. I want to be healing by the hundreds of thousands in stadiums. I want to be healing by the millions across the internet. That's not, I desire. I don't want shit. I desire. So that is my heart's desire because God doesn't give me my wants. God gives me my desires. What the fuck does desire feel like? What does want feel like? Now, what the fuck does desire feel like? I desire these things. That gives me that fuel and that power to go after it. So God's giving me the hearts of my desires, and I'm matching it with my physical movement. My physical world movement matches the desires of my heart, that which God. So you understand? Want is physical world. I want a lot of stuff. I desire means it's something inside of me, which is intuition. That's that God energy. And then from that God energy, it matches my want. And now we have fire, and now we have movement because God is now giving me direction.
I love how they say Aries are passionate people. I feel like we're very passionate.
It's all about how those things manifest. Because I was writing about that the other day. I was just like, it's that Aries energy. I was like, why would I accept toxicity over myself simply because they say that Aries are hotheads? Like, why would I be a hothead just because, no, I'm passionate and I get done? Like, that's how I'm going to manifest my hot-headedness. I'm not going to be her and excuse it because I'm an Aries. No, if I have access to this get it doneness, and to make motherfuckers move, I'm going to use it to the best of my ability to help and progress humanity instead of disturb the flow. But what I was saying was, because I think Dre's home, what I was saying was...
Yes? Are you going to the store with us or no?
You said something and then you
thinking
staying kids, y'all.
I wanted to also
That's why sometimes you have to sit in it for a minute and process. That's why you have to sit in it sometimes and sit and I lost my train of thought. I delivered as much as the message as I could. Dre's here. We don't take enough time to process before we speak, me included. We don't. That's
also what we've been talking about today.
Yeah, that's a reflection point. That's that 5-second delay. But you can train yourself, right? If you train yourself to think before you speak, that means we only, and I don't know the number, but we only say the same 40,000 words. We use the same words over and over and over again. So if you train yourself to speak in a delay, which means you'll see it all the time where you'll see me out switch word mid-word because I'm speaking, I'm speaking in a delay. But if you train yourself in that way and you just know every word, because it's intention. I want to speak, think before I speak. I want to speak with intention. I desire to speak with intention. Now, God energy meets physical world. And now, regardless of whether you know what the fuck you're doing, you're being made over. You become a new being in well, I was going to say God. You become new, however you believe. You know, that C word, that J word. I'm working on it. But you become new. God makes you over.
You're renewed in the Holy Spirit.
Because it says it in the Bible when, I can't think, there's all the players start running together, but it says, was it King Saul? I think it was King Saul. When King Saul became king, God laid it on him heavy real quick. Overnight, King Saul picked up all the wisdom that he needed in order to become king. Because Saul, I believe, was chosen. I don't know my Bible. I just read the story once. So y'all go read it for yourself and pick it up. But what I took from it was, what the hell did I pick up?
Okay, for breakfast, what do you think is a good substitute for breakfast for these kids?
Veggies.
For breakfast? You want to eat veggies for breakfast?
Fruit, but what's the longevity of fruit?
That's what I'm thinking about, because I want to make like parfaits.
Parfaits.
But I was thinking of getting just frozen berries and blending it up.
Whatever you identify for them to eat, they need to be able to make it themselves. That is why my children have eaten cereal, because that is something that they can handle themselves. So if we're now introducing the blender, that is a training that needs to take place. Like Michael has learned how, like Kaden has learned how to use the air fryer. You know, they can learn how to use the blender. And that's the training that we can go into if that's the independence level that we would like to introduce. I'm okay with that. That's how you introduce different levels of independence to your children. Not what I'm introducing, because that may bump up against some of you guys. But whatever you want to, and this is what I was talking about, the mom who was like, you know, when do you introduce fiscal responsibility to your child?
I feel like we need to get containers and portion these breakfast and stuff. Not like today, but going forward.
You can introduce to your child anything you want to. You can transfer the keys to your child at any time. One of the issues that we have in our home presently is Kaden washes the dishes. And Dre's like, I've never seen a 5-year-old wash dishes. Well, you should shift your perspective to be like, my child is the first 5-year-old that I've seen wash dishes. Now, if you give that energy, maybe Kaden will stop crying and saying, Dad said I don't have to wash the dishes. Dad said that it's this and that. I'm like, no, you better get your ass in that kitchen and wash these dishes. If every kid is washing dishes, if every kid is cleaning the toilet, if every kid is picking up poop, if every kid is doing everything, get your little ass in there and go wash them dishes. Now, what I will do is pre-wash them, because I want you to be successful. But in those pre-washes, there still may be something on it. So when you, like today, we were working on getting the grease off of a dish. Do you feel that? You feel that grease? I want you to, and then I demonstrate how to properly wash it again. And every time I do it, like the old Lonnie would be like, my God, I've taught you this a million times, but every time I do it, I was like, obviously it hasn't clicked in, and the maturity's not there. He's not going to do what I'm teaching him until the maturity clicks in. Who knows when it will? The sooner we introduce something to our children, the sooner the maturity for it can click in. So if you understand, if you don't introduce something to your child until later, now you are giving them less of a time, especially if it's right before society tells them to mature. So if you wait until your child is in their adult mentality, in their adult body, and they're about to enter adulthood to start transferring the keys to your child, they are processing it through, I've been already preparing myself to be an adult, so I really don't need to hear what you have to say, because when I wanted you to transfer knowledge to me, you told me I wasn't ready. But I was ready because I was asking questions. Understand, your child is ready when they start asking questions. And you owe it to your child, you owe it to your legacy to answer those questions to the best of your ability. Otherwise, your child will go answer those questions for themselves. The curiosity doesn't stop just because you say stop asking a question. So you have to figure out how you can transfer this knowledge in a way that keeps your child in the bubble that you want to keep your child in. But understand, your child lives in this world, and the more opportunity you have to prepare your child for this world, the more opportunity that you have provided your child to be successful in this world. That's what I'm about to make now. Parfaits are my nighttime snack. I love me a parfait.
Yes, that's what I'm literally getting together, which is like, oh, I'm glad they're hearing me.
That's Ree.
Thank you, Ree. See, look,
She
that's
said,
what I
hey,
mean.
Ree, hey. Yeah, this community.
Yeah, no, people living how I live and helping out.
Yeah, if we have to find our community online, so be it.
Ultimately, that's how you should be using online. You shouldn't be using it to prey on people and scam. That's what they're.
Are you still a part of your little online harassment groups? Or you purged that?
Oh yeah, that was
a season.
The PMD rock dude. We purged him, and I have like a little video of it, and it was funny.
Yeah.
But now he's dead, and he's kind of sad.
Oh, so is that what taught you about that, or what experience did you have that made you say, you know what, I'm done trolling online?
Right.
I like trolling online.
This person literally just trolled me now.
I stopped being mean to people online when I started this platform, because I realized most of the people that I was being mean to online were Black women. And that's because Black women like to pop their and they like to show how intelligent they are by being rude for some reason. I'm gonna be more rude than you and articulate the rudeness out of your ass, bitch.
Can I look at the camera?
You know. What do you want to look at my camera
I
for?
want to show my outfit of the day, Mom. Okay, guys. So, outfit of the day, a little bit of angel interception. So, this shirt from Ross, pants from Old Navy, bracelets from my friend's room, and, yeah.
Do you have any of Auntie J's bracelets?
She didn't give me a bracelet.
Oh, I thought you guys traded.
No, we did. It's right here.
Ree said, hey, Angel.
It's somewhere on my hand.
That's
this right here.
That's Auntie Ree. Ree has, what is it? Elevate.
That's funny.
Yeah, Ree has elevated from friend to auntie. That's Auntie Ree.
Hi, Auntie Ree.
So yeah, I stopped being mean to people on the internet because I was just like, how can I pop off? Now I'll put them. Anita says she loves the bracelets. Ree said hearts. Oh, you were saying because you Auntie Ree now. Okay, boom. But that's funny. That's the second time I've made a parallel between you and Jessica. So you in there like swimwear, friend.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't want to mistreat the people that I wanted to help. Now I have a lot of trauma in relation to. It's funny, whenever I start this conversation, it always gets ended, and it always ends in a bad way. Like, oh my God, they think I hate Black women. But I have a lot of trauma in relation to Black women, of the treatment that I have received personally from Black women. Like when people tell their horror stories about their accounts with other races, my horror stories are in relation to accounts with Black women. And so now, as I have been tasked to heal Black women, it's like you want me to help my tormentors, you know, and it's like, how do you help someone that's mistreated you? And the first thing you do is you stop mistreating her, whether it's a defense mechanism or not. Stop mistreating her. And so that's why I stopped popping my stuff online. And now I'm to the point where I'll get somebody put together so much that they'll delete their comment. Or I'll have conflict online, and now I have a new follower because I were like, I came in here on some ignorance, but now you got me thinking, you know? And so I know how to disarm people now. It's not something that I knew before, but I understand that one of my gifts as a teacher is to teach conflict resolution. I teach conflict resolution. And in order to be able to teach conflict resolution, because this is the Willie Lynch letter, right? We hate each other simply because we're the same. The letter says, I will teach them to hate their differences, but we have to understand the simple fact that you're a Black woman, I dislike you. And that's not me, that's what we are. We don't support each other. We don't look out for each other. I was on this live the other night, and this chick, and I had to block. I was like, God, put a shield. I'm in this live because I'm curious. Because I don't consume content. I do, but I don't. It's weird. I'm online all day, but I'm either watching my own videos, editing my own videos, reading, writing, delivering messages. So I don't have a lot of scroll time. But when I do get online, you know, so this particular time I was posting a video, and you know, you have to keep the app open while you post the video. So I posted the video, and then while it was uploading, there was a live on my screen, and I was just like, okay, Lonnie, you're going to sit in this live. I was like, okay, why am I sitting in this live? Because initially, you know, I come into places, what can I learn from this? But just because a teacher isn't elevating you doesn't mean they're not teaching you something. And so I'm in this room, and I'm just like, okay, I don't agree with anything that she's saying. And she's really harping on the Black woman's plight, on how difficult it is to be a Black woman. And I'm looking because, you know, the envy in me, I'm looking, and I'm like, she got 79 people. That's his favorite number. She got 79 people on this live, countless numbers of hearts, all types of communication going on in her chat. And I'm just like, but she's feeding y'all filth. And it's not being delivered in any kind of way except, we as Black women deserve recognition because it's hard being a Black woman. Don't nobody support us. We out here doing everything on our own. And you know, our own men don't even look out for us. You know, we out here being just mistreated and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you're speaking death and destruction over us. Why are you using your very powerful voice to speak of a void when you could speak of how to fill the void? And so, of course, I started commenting in the comments. I'm gonna get off in a second. Let me finish my thought. I started commenting in the comments, and she was reading my comments while she was talking. So she started changing the energy of her message. Because I was like, why can't we support each other? And then I go the next day and I Google the demographics of Black women in America. And it said Black women in America are close to 22 million in 2021. 22 million Black women live in America that are of age. Of those 22 million, that is more than half of the Black American population. So when we sit here and we talk about Black women being the least supported, who's not supporting Black women when we are the highest demographic? So we can never look outside of us and say we can't catch a break when we're the majority within our community. When we are looking black woman to black man, which is the Willie Lynch, we must see a problem with each other instead of finding solutions. If we are looking black man to black woman, who's supposed to support the black woman more when we are the higher demographic? When we show up for each other, we will learn how to teach our men to show up for us, but we don't even show up for ourselves. And she is sitting here speaking this death over us and got this cheer squad in the comment section. And my heart is breaking because I'm like, this is what has a platform. Meanwhile, I'm struggling with 3 people in my life.
You're not struggling. Stop saying these things.
So when I say struggle, not the energetic struggle, just the, okay, I'll receive it. Meanwhile, I'm over here, so it's not what you said, it's how you said it. So meanwhile, I'm over here with what I know to be life-changing messages, and there's not necessarily the audience that I feel it deserves right now. Is that better?
Do you think it is?
No, I think I could refine it more.
Because I feel like struggle is not what we're trying to do.
Struggle is the wrong word. I receive that. So how can I reword it? I'm thankful that God is solutions over complaints. Amen. I am thankful.
Right, guys? Help. Not necessarily help her, but
This is why we need to allow people to rephrase what they say. No, you said what you said. No, I said the first thing that came to mind. But now that we're in a space where we understand that we can refine what we said because there's a better way to say it, we have to allow people to come back. Either immediately because they're self-checking and they got a damn adoy sitting over there like, do you think you need to speak that way about yourself? Or, they come back and they run it over like, ooh, that just didn't taste right coming out my mouth. You ever say a word and you're like, ooh, that didn't feel good, that didn't taste good coming out my mouth. Spirit is saying we don't speak that way anymore. Check it. And sometimes we're delayed in the check. So someone should be able to come back later and say, hey, I know I delivered this message and I may have delivered it in a way that may have gotten misconstrued, and I want to just let me refine it. And if we value the relationship, give a person an opportunity to say it in a way that, can be received. So I am thankful that God is creating a space to where, because here's what's happening. Because I did look at these people from a space of envy, and I was like, God, you're giving these people platforms, you're giving these charlatans platforms. Like I really felt, like these people were fake and phony and they're misguiding and misleading people. But what Spirit told me was everybody's at a different space in their journey, and you recognize all of those spaces because you were there. So in order for you to get to where you're at, you had to journey through those spaces. In every single one of those spaces, you had a teacher, but you understand where you're at the top of the tree. You're not at the bottom of the tree. So the messages that you're delivered, only those who can climb to the highest heights of that tree can get to that message. So if you're within this community, pat yourself on your motherfucking back if you've been running with me, because understand we have thinned out. Anita, we have thinned out. But those of us who are still here, you can continue to climb because you have elevated yourself to be able to be in the room. If you're in the room and this shit makes sense to you, pat yourself on the motherfucking back because everybody ain't here. And the fact that you could hang with me for the duration that I'm on live means you didn't just pop in for a percentage. You popped in because you get all of it. You can digest all of it because you are in the space where you understand if I receive it, because God makes no mistakes, if I hear this shit, it's either for me yesterday, today, or tomorrow. And I know yesterday, today, or tomorrow is shaping my future. So I'm going to get this word. The relearning in progress is so beautiful. And what really cracked it open for me, and then I'm going to go because you know me, but what really cracked it open for me was stumbling upon the Willie Lynch letter. And it really showed me that every single thing that we do was a part of the plan. Every single thing, every single piece of my identity. If I'm moving in reactive energy, as Anita said earlier, not thinking before we move. If I'm moving in reactive energy, understand that that's your Willie Lynch showing. Your Willie showing. I'm going to start saying that. Your willy's showing because you are manifesting slave mentality. Your willy is showing the plan that was laid out for us to always be separate, to always be in judgment, to destroy each other. Do you understand? America has created a greater genocide than anybody ever has.
And justified it.
And justify it. And got us in on it. Its own people in on their own genocide. So like, yo, when I read that Willie Lynch letter, it blew it wide open for me. I was like, I'm controlling every piece of my life going forward. I am not moving in reactive energy going forward. Why? Because am I choosing to manifest slave mentality? Am I willing to actually take true control of self?
Right.
I am. I'm worth it. I'm worth that extra effort to do it the way that I actually desire to.
Oh, he's already cooking.
It smells delicious.
Right.
Smell like he's cooking.
But the way that I would say struggle, I will say
What the
that
heck?
What?
in order for people to get to me, they have to get to me. And in 2024 and beyond, I don't want the responsibility of teaching everyone. So all these people who are delivering messages to their audience, but they're unlocking those brains and opening them up to something. And those people are only going to take them as far as they can because they're spewing what they know. I know. Which means it's never going to stop until God takes me off of this earth. But everybody else is spewing what they know. And that is how I started as well. I started with people spewing what they know. And when I outgrew them, I went and found another one. And I went and found another one. And I went and found another one. Until I found a me. Which is me. I teach myself. I don't have teachers. But I can read your comment, Anita, and you just grew me. I could interact, you send me a message and you're like, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, revelation. Just because you're like, yo, how's the weather today? Like a question that simple can cause a revelation for me.
I feel a little sleepy.
And so I'm thankful. And that's another way of saying instead of
And she
struggling.
hooking up the meal plan ideas. Look at that.
Oh, I'm so proud of you in the red curry with shrimp with the 400. Is that your person?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that you're taking the initiative because I don't mind following your lead, but you're asking me to learn something that I really don't want to learn. Even though once I learn it, I'll probably like jump into it and be addicted for a little bit.
It's more about what is your preference in this?
Tacos. That's it. I love fucking tacos and they're healthy. She want me to help prepare meals. I want a copy of the meal prep. Ree says she wants a copy of the meal prep.
Aww.
I'll get my hands on it, friend.
Right. Now I gotta reevaluate.
But yeah, I'm thankful for everyone. If we were not in this energetic space to where the world is open to change, I would still be fighting my husband. So I have to be in gratitude. Because like Cat Williams was instrumental, whether Cat Williams knows, because it really eats me. And they're like, it's the season of truth telling. No, it's the season of exposing people. Why are we exposing people and calling that truth? But what Cat Williams did was open up a space for the general population, to be open to something different. And all these people capitalizing on healing and all these things, now that's catching the attention. So people who may not have been open to this are now open to this. And some of those people will catch on to this. And those will be the people that change their lives. Every single one of you. I'm committed, Anita. I'm committed, Ree.
All right, Mom.
Every single one of you. We will change our lives if we choose. Grateful for finding you. Amen.
Right.
I'm grateful that you found me as well.
Be intentional, guys.
Because
Go ahead, you're good. Because
this network will elevate off of the backs that understand what the fuck this is. We will not reach the world off of popularity, being a shiny object, because this world was not crafted off of that which we're putting out there energetically. And understand, you have your own community, whether it's your family, but what I teach is your energetic output needs to impact positively as many people as possible, period. Not, I'm intentionally going out to do community work. Your life is community impact. So how do you impact the world at any given point in your life? Go be with your family, give the benediction, sis. That's the benediction, sis. You are my wrap it up machine. Cause Spirit, Willie Lynch, the first thing was like, Ree is always telling me to get off. You and Pat are always telling me to get off this damn live and go be with my family. So that was like, why is she always telling me that? And then remove the Willie Lynch. I was like, Ree is always like, bitch, focus on what's important, your family. So thank you for being my wrap it up machine. Wrap it up. All right, love you guys. I will see you next time I decide to go live. All my lives are reposted on Lonnie, LoneeAppleton Appleton Live. You can always send a donation to support the community at LoneeAppleton on Cash App. You can always catch my content that's not posted here on As the Apple Turns on YouTube here, mostly, unless I'm just doing me, which I've been doing more frequently. You'll get 106. You'll get 90-minute snippets here. Everything else is going to YouTube. You know, I'm a published author. I have a workbook or a guidebook that you go line by line, paragraph by paragraph, and reflect on it. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? How can you grow from it? So I have 2 published books. Make sure you check that out. I have a book club that is starting July 15th for those of you who want to read the book with the author. Yeah, I have my merch. I have coaching. I am a coach. I am breaking down one of my sessions right now where I'm just like, man, y'all better catch a coaching session with us. If I could do this on a video, what the heck can I do when we actually having a conversation? You know, so just check me out, LoneeLifestyle.com, As the Apple Turns, here and there. If you're not a part of the community, this is a literal community. Like, I don't just say that because that's cool. What's something cool that I could call us? I've tried. We're a community. We are an online community that's only going to continue to grow. Anita's a part of the community. Ree's a part of the community.
You have a brand new box.
Ree's a part of the community. Anita's a part of the community. And so, you know, and we're growing. Double tap the screen if you're growing. I will see you guys later. The community classroom. I'm telling you, and that's why, boom, that'll be my benediction. That's why it's important for me. And Spirit started this because I was sitting with Sis and she was like, you have a degree? I was like, yeah, I have my master's in education. I was like, if you don't put them, she was like, if you don't put them letters behind your name, putting those letters behind your name will change your standing in a room. And so I was just like, yeah. And make sure y'all say goodnight to each other. I'm ready.
I'm ready to go now.
Anyway, y'all, I have my master's in education.
I mean, Queen Mother.
That's right. Don't call me mom. I'm Queen Mother. Yeah. I have my master's in education, which means I'm a real teacher. And I'm not just someone who was like, oh, I want to teach. No, I actually have my credentials. Like yeah.
We're going in the store.
What's wrong with my shirt? You rather these? I'm not putting a bra on, so either you get.
I don't care what you do. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think I look good. I look good. I look good.
I gotta get there before the pharmacy closes.
All right, we're walking out the door. Let me get my. I invited the ancestors in, y'all.
Get your shoes on now.
Say what?
You have to tell a story. I don't know if it's okay for you.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna get off the phone. But anyway. Yeah, I'm a teacher, and God told me that I'm coming into why, and that's why I showed you those cards, and them cards always told me I'm a teacher. I was like, but I'm not an ABC 1, 2, 3 teacher. I'm not very book smart. My brain be hurting when I gotta read books. What? Like teach from books and stuff. But what I am is I'm able to understand life and break it down in a way that people can actually learn how to live. Because that's the problem. We haven't learned how to live. We've been told how to live. Hollywood. We've been told how to manifest love. We've been told what black marriages look like. We've been told what black excellence looks like. Like, we've been told every single thing about our life. We've been told every fucking thing about our lives. That needs to be the benediction. Anything you're struggling with, you were told to struggle with it. So now are you still struggling? Somebody told you to do that shit. You gonna let somebody tell you how to live your life? Like, for real. Don't play yourself. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Go team. Hey, babe.